Hello, Fooper Trooper Nation. I am your Grand Master of the Fooper Trooper Army, Ethan Klein, with me, my beautiful co-host, Ela Klein, my two co-hosts, Shredder and Alfredo about it. Today we have the legendary Casey Neistat with us, the Grand Master Vlogger, Innovator, and Entrepreneur, workshop organizer. He's got a crazy workshop that I think people really like.
Professional runner.
The guy runs a lot. He's Forrest Gump, essentially, but not retarded.
That's
too early to drop the R-bomb.
You cannot say that word.
Why not, Ela?
It's the R word.
It's the R word?
It's just the R word, yeah.
Well,
you can't say the F word,
too. Let's see. Before we bring Casey in, he is awaiting backstage on the Gatsby, which is really exciting. But before we bring him in, I want to announce that the new collection is dropped today at teddyfresh.com. Lots of good stuff. This is a huge collection, guys. It's so fun. Here, take a look at the screen. I'm going to blast through this really fast. Ela, you talk about it.
The zip-up hoodie, color block, knit a hug, tie-dye.
That tie-dye.
Color block hoodie in new colors, white.
Whoa. Hold on, let me find those.
We got new beanie colors. This is probably one of the most exciting releases this year. We saved all the good stuff for fall, you know?
New windbreaker in two colorways. You've got the
coach's jacket for the first time.
Zip-up hoodie for the first time.
Yep.
Here's one of the new color blocks.
Yeah.
That's a t-shirt. Dude, look at that. Fuck, give me a break. Get out of here with that shit. T-shirt. There's so much. There's so many. Here's the other new color block. Look at those, dude. Fall colors, baby. That's how we gotta do it. There's another zip-up. I gotta go even faster. Color block. Zip-up. Zip-up. That's the new color block.
I like to call this one the Barbie color.
The Barbie color. This is the Need a Hug crew. Wow. Give me a break. There's so many items. Keep going. Another colorway. Oh my God. Need a hug. Okay. There's so many.
Okay.
This is the polo that I'm wearing. I love this shirt. Look at the colors on that polo. It's fucking sick. Look at all the products, dude. Okay, we're done.
This is such an awful beginning to this episode.
Well, we gotta always be
cam.
Always be plugging.
Always be plugging.
Well, with that being said, now that I've dropped the R-bomb, F-bomb, and had the worst intro possible to our podcast here with Casey, let's bring in Casey. Hopefully he can make this a little bit better. So without further ado, I welcome Mr. Casey Neistat to the show. Casey, that's your cue, baby. Oh, hit him with the... Oh, you see, Dan? That was. Dan. Oh, okay. Dan, that's what I was afraid was gonna happen, Dan. You basically just.
I smell my coffee.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
this
man.
podcast is such a disaster. Right? Oh, no! The dog's there.
behind you.
All right. Yeah, just leave. You can leave it there. Dan, that's what I says. Dan, add more tape. That's okay. Dan.
Good to see you guys. Good to be here.
Good to see you. Welcome to the H3 podcast.
I really appreciate the whole entrance situation.
Well, it's supposed to be taped down more. I apologize because it just came up like a flap at a deli, but it's supposed to explode. Dan, that's what I was afraid of. You got to tape the sides.
You know, I'm not.
I
don't want to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but
stuff?
you know, maybe
throw anyone under the Gatsby.
Maybe it's time for Dan to.
Oh.
You know what I mean? No offense, Dan. Yeah, you did a great job, but besides that,
Casey's here.
I've got somebody.
Casey's here to make some changes.
I've got somebody who's good at taping. I can say.
Are you telling me that you're
taping.
drinking? Is this hot cocoa or pumpkin something?
It's definitely not pumpkin. It's,
Thank God.
This is a soy milk latte with some chocolate
You don't
syrup
do
in it.
dairy or what?
No, I don't do dairy.
You don't do any dairy. Are you lactose intolerant?
Mm-mm.
You just don't fuck with dairy.
I don't fuck with dairy.
Are you one of the people
Are you
who finds it
vegan?
weird to suck on cow tit?
I am vegan.
You are?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, believe it.
Since when? But you're so jacked.
I'm like one of those jacked vegan dudes.
That's cool.
Okay, first of all,
Okay,
I didn't thank our sponsors, but Butcher Block and Bomb
Butcher
Bath.
Box.
Oh my God, Butcher Block. No,
No box.
Oh, it says block on my document. We got to retake this episode.
Oh my God.
Butcher box. Right, Dan? Butcher box. Butcher box. And Bombas Sock Company. Teddy Fresh, of course. Now, you're one of these jacked vegans, but you run a lot, but you're jacked. So are you doing push-ups and sit-ups and all that shit? Are you doing weights? Like, why are you jacked?
Is this part of the plug? Are we still doing
We're
your...
not plugging
We
it.
moved on from that.
Wait, whoa. Don't kill the dogs.
I've got eyes on both of them.
Okay.
Where's Shredder?
Right behind you.
Okay.
All right, Dan is slowly backing the Gatsby out of the
This
office.
is such a mess.
You know, just thinking out loud here,
Yeah.
if the picture of the guest was printed on maybe a thinner paper.
I know, that's
and
what
then,
it was
hear me out, you
before.
perforate that paper.
We've done
with an
all
needle.
those.
That
And
is
it doesn't
exactly
work?
what we did last time.
Dan is rolling his
Dan literally shuts the door. Sorry, Dan, I appreciate the effort.
That's exactly what we did last time.
I don't know why these guys show up with a canvas printout not taped on the bottom.
I'm teasing. It's also terrifying for the viewers at home. Your Gatsby has no brakes.
Yeah.
And between the threshold to the door where I have to have momentum
Yeah.
to break through my canvas picture, there's like 72 inches tops before you're at cameras and tripods.
Yeah.
So this is a high-risk maneuver.
But you know what?
Absolutely.
That's the mobility spirit.
That's the spirit.
When
No,
you get on
I
a
can
mobility
do.
scooter, you drive through an escalator. You
Has anyone
fall.
driven that through
Yeah.
an escalator?
Do you want to see? I can't show you because I died, but yeah. This
No, I don't
dude
want. That
is
sounds
real.
horrible. Was it an accident or was it somebody
It's
doing a goof?
No, it's hilarious.
Oh, okay. I can
But he
handle
does
that.
die.
No.
He does. He
No, I
goes-
believe you.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
just
funny
that's
because he
a little-
goes.
yeah, that
Well, anyway, he misses the elevator and he's like,
keeps trying.
keeps ramming it when it's clearly left, and then he just kind of like
Oh,
disappears.
and then it opens and he disappeared.
no,
and
it didn't open. He fucking forced his way through.
he literally died.
Yeah.
Dude, it's hardcore metal, dude.
That is so metal.
Yes. I'll show it to you off the air because I don't think I could show people dying.
Yeah,
on
that's
this podcast.
heavy. Also,
What are we talking? So, do you do sit-ups and push-ups, and why are you so jacked?
well, actually, I've broke my collarbone like a month ago, so I've been a month of nothing but stagnation, just kind of sitting around eating stuff, waiting to get healed.
Really? How
Yeah.
did that happen?
I was on like one of my many motorized vehicles, and had a little bit of a goof, and landed on the old collarbone. Interesting side note.
Motorcycle?
No. It was like a one wheel.
One wheel?
Yeah, it's like a thing. One wheels are amazing. I highly recommend them to anybody. But
if
make sure you're
motorized?
wearing
Yeah,
pads.
I've seen those. Yeah.
And pay attention. I wasn't wearing pads, nor was I paying attention, and it like went into a pothole kind of thing, and just
Oh no! So you were on like a boosted board, one wheel.
yeah, it was like
So
one wheel looks like a
you-
balance board.
You kind of qualify now for a disability mobility.
You know,
If you want
I
to
am-
try one.
I should be on your. I should be permanently on the Gatsby. I'm going to show you guys just for dramatic purposes. I'll show you an X-ray of what my shoulder looks like because I'm expecting a really strong response to this photo because it is rather dramatic.
You were going fast, presumably.
I was going too fast to run out. You know, like when you're going really fast, if you like fall off, you can just run it out. I was going too fast to
You
run
ate
out.
shit.
Oh my God.
You tried to run it out and you ate shit?
I didn't try to run it out. It was just like
that was-
trying to. Okay, so that's looking at a human shoulder right there, and then cool, right?
Sick. It's fucking awesome.
That's the human shoulder right there, and then that's a
Oh wow. That's
Oh.
sick.
serious break.
Yeah.
Can you
serious
show that
break.
to the? Can you see that?
Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a break.
your contrast is a little.
Yeah, there's a break.
That's a break. That's what
Broken.
a broken collarbone looks like. That's now.
That's what it looks right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kind of fucked up in
So
there.
how do you treat? Do you just wait?
Yeah.
Wait in the
Okay,
body
well, if you want to
generate?
get into the nuts and bolts of it, it can be screwed back together.
Ooh.
But you got your sternum here, which protects your heart, and then you got your actual shoulder, which has all these little parts in it to keep it working. This collarbone's sort of a fuse. So trauma here breaks this. Are you fact checking me right now?
Yes.
Okay, so trauma here breaks this. So if you have a lot of metal there and you're active like I am and you take a big fall, either that metal is just going to wreck your collarbone or you're going to break something far worse. So you just sort of let
Leave
it
it.
heal.
Let it be.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So it's going to be all deformed
You can leave the
forever,
door
but
down.
that's okay.
And are you able? I know you just had a baby too, relatively really soon, right?
Relatively, yeah. Cute.
Are you able to hold?
I can hold her. The only thing that's tough is like when my older kid comes running at me, screaming, pick me up. She ain't got-
Wow.
she ain't
That's really
about
that's a
that.
big injury for you.
Yeah, it happens.
Not to me.
It doesn't have to be.
I never broke a bone in my life.
Ethan, you gotta just ride more electric vehicles in really compromised locations.
The beauty of the Gatsby is that other people's bones break, not yours.
I'm not sure anybody's gonna get hurt on the Gatsby. That thing feels pretty outfit for safety unless you go through an open elevator door.
I'm fine.
The people you hit.
Other people are fucked.
I see what you're saying.
I gotta stop cursing. I said today.
Yeah,
no
we said
cursing
no
today,
cursing.
Ethan. And look at me, I'm dropping F-bombs. I open with an R-bomb. Do you think that's okay?
No.
It's not okay.
R-bomb's never okay.
Because I open like hard with that R-bomb.
Yeah.
You know, talking about kids, what you guys have coming up is how you deal with your children when they swear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It's really easy when like a little kid just yells out like a swear word. You just say, don't say that.
Mm-hmm.
But when they use it perfectly.
Ooh. With
it's
actual
hard
intent.
to criticize. I was with my daughter at like the grocery store and we're trying to pay and they have one register open. There's 1 million people and they have like the self-checkout but nobody's there to help and all the lights are blinking. And we're just trying to get out of there because we just bought our food and we want to go home. And she looked at me and she goes, this place is a shit show.
Wow.
And all I could say to her is, you're absolutely
That's
right.
pretty badass.
You know, because am I supposed to criticize that? It's perfect usage.
You encourage.
That is a
Do you
very
have a
definition of
policy?
shit show.
Do you like curse in front of her, or do you not curse? Strictly
I
no
mean, you
curse.
try not to curse in front of your kids.
Yeah.
But more importantly is you try to teach them when it's appropriate and when it's not appropriate. Owen, the older kid, was very good with that when he was little.
Mm.
And because we told him that when it sounds really bad when kids say it, and he understood that. He internalized that. But Francine, she's not down with that. She's like, psh. Like, I got my words, and I know when they need to be used.
Our son doesn't understand words yet, but that there will come a time in the near future where I will be faced with some existential issues.
Yeah.
But I really am trying to stop cursing, and from here on out, you will not hear not even one retard.
Did you? I appreciate that. Although the way you just said that should have removed the context, and it would have. You guys listen to? Remember when Howard Stern went from FM to?
Yeah, I listen.
We listen nowadays.
It's the greatest show, but and it's always been the greatest show. But when he went from not being allowed to swear to swearing. At first, it was doing a great disservice to his show.
Really?
It was just like, because everybody could swear, everybody was swearing. And then I remember when Howard put the kibosh on it, and was like, guys, no more swearing, no more swearing. Because if you use it too much, it loses its...
It does. It's just
no,
stupid.
I agree. You need that restriction to be creative.
I love Jerry Seinfeld's approach. He thinks that it's basically like the easy way. If you can do the same without swearing, it's better.
Yeah. I'm a big... world history buff, and the F word was used so much in World War I that if officers really wanted to get the attention of the troops, they would issue a command without saying fuck in it. Because that's when it would be taken seriously, because the F word was just a part of every sentence.
Really? World War I.
World War I.
These guys
The
were off
trenches,
the
1914,
cuff, man.
1918. Yeah, very serious.
So let me dig in
Serious
here.
world
Let's
go. I want you to know I did not peruse the
interview.
Reddit thread for questions for Casey.
That's good.
Mostly out of fear.
That's good. There's nothing bad. I want to ask you. I'm going to go out of order here. Did we ever have beef? I feel like I don't know that we ever had a direct
No,
beef.
we ever had beef. I made some videos that you didn't like, and you were pretty critical of them. But when people criticize the work and not you, I think it takes a really weak person to take that personally, especially because like you kind of had a lot of points, you know. Like when I did something that was.
Which ones are we talking about? Because
well, like the Hillary video.
Yeah.
Hillary video.
Like I thought
Right,
you
that's the first one that I
and
remember.
Phil had really smart, critical responses to that, and I think both you guys were right.
I was going to ask, in retrospect, looking back on the Hillary vid, do you still stand behind that video, especially everything that's transpired since then?
Well, I think you asked me that like right after I made it. And you gave me Ethan gave me like really smart feedback. Yeah, you, because you were like, I voted for Hillary Clinton.
That's true.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, yeah, like I really think that the way and this is true for that video, politics, and just sort of everything in general, it's why the hot take is so dangerous.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like when you let emotions lead instead of letting rational thought lead. So, I mean, if I'm going to get really into the weeds on that, when I look at a video like that, like what was my goal? My goal was to sort of share my perspective with my audience, why I felt that way, and hopefully compel them to try to empathize with my perspective. Okay, that's the goal. And then you back out of there and you're like, what's the most effective way to accomplish that goal? And that's where I think I really made a mistake. Like, I don't think my video was effective because I was too like upset and angry and emotional when I made that video. And I think those sort of emotions turn people off. And I think a more effective way would have done it, to have done it would have been like to volunteer my perspective, which I did in that video, wrong, but everything I said in that video about how I feel about the president, I still feel that way. I think a lot of those things have really netted out. He's kind of been the person that I foresaw him being. So I could have been, there was a much more effective way to present that.
Right.
And I also think like in that effective way of presenting that, like, and what made it so complicated is I was never like a fan of hers. She sucked.
No one was.
No
That
one was.
the
And
problem.
that's why I think I was so frustrated.
Yeah.
Was it wasn't like, look, here's this amazing candidate that you guys should all know about. And here's this other guy who's not good, and here's why he's not good. I couldn't say that. And I'm not defending what I said.
For the people that don't understand the context, Casey made a video back during the last election. You had basically said vote for Hillary because Trump.
It was don't vote for Trump.
Yeah, don't.
And here's why. But that wasn't the part that got me in trouble.
But you had a sense of urgency.
I had a sense of urgency, and I also was
like
really
you said,
frustrated.
emotional.
I was emotional, but I was also really frustrated then with the YouTube community because the community at large, like, given the pro-Trumpers, who I respect and I understand. My dad voted for Trump. I have no beef with people who have different political positions than mine. But the pro-Trumpers were really intimidating leading up to the last election. Like, I know about it. You mentioned one thing on Twitter, you get attacked, and that sucks.
Oh, that's still true.
It's still true.
And even just saying, like, even if I'm like, yeah, I voted for Hillary last, which I readily admit to, it's not like secret, but people, the pro-Trumpers are fucking, they're crazy,
and it's scary,
bro.
And it's scary.
They're the craziest people out there.
Yeah.
And I see your point. I feel like a lot of YouTubers, probably including us, were feeling like it's better to not take sides because you're going to divide your audience.
Yeah, and that was upsetting for me because, like, I guess looking
that was
back,
a thing for a while.
But I think where you were coming from, and I can see, maybe I'm putting words in your mouth, correct me if I'm wrong, but like, it almost is like cowardice in a way because truly the reason that a lot of people, a lot of the reason that you don't want to get involved in stuff like that is because you don't want the heat. Because you know that the people are just so
divided on it.
So deadly. They're just, not even that, but the people that oppose you are just
really
so
scary.
bitter. And they're so relentless. And they will try to ruin your life for opposing them. So it's like, it's a combination of, is it worth it, of even going there? But that's their goal, right? Is to make it
Yeah, and I think I felt like that at the time.
You want it to be like, screw these guys.
It was more just like, look, if you have an opinion, if you don't have an opinion, I get it, no big deal. But if you have an opinion and you're scared to share it because you're scared of the repercussions, you are doing a disservice. And I think like the way I just said it right here just now, like that's a diplomatic, appropriate way of saying it. And I think in that video it lacked that kind of diplomacy. Like, I don't think I was right about it.
Looking back, do you see that as a big moment in your career? Like, how do you perceive it looking back? 'Cause
really.
At the time, it felt like a big deal, right?
Maybe, I guess.
People made quite a big thing about it. I mean, I jumped on that. I talked about it.
I mean, a lot of people talked about it.
But it's the kind of thing that people also move on, no?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. It also is just like, I mean, politics is such a divisive thing, and it's largely absent, I think, within the YouTube community, except for the political channels, which are so political on both sides. You know what I mean? Like, I think Phil DeFranco has like one of the only really kind of fair down the middle, like apolitical shows. But when you look at like the Young Turks, or you look at the more conservative
Infowars, they're both super.
They're really far on one side of the spectrum. That's right.
But you kind of have to, because it's like you got to get your people, and you got to like kind of preach to the choir in that sense. Nobody really, nobody wants to listen to the fair and balanced guy. They want their views validated. They want to be a part of the community, and they want to, you know what I'm saying? It's like you've got CNN, you've got Fox News. Yeah, I this whole thing with Mueller's, or not Mueller. He's old news now.
Yeah.
The Ukraine.
The whistleblower.
The whistleblower. So I intentionally I switch between CNN and Fox News.
That's what I do.
I want to.
I do the same exact
thing.
I'm
really curious what they're saying over on Fox
It's important
News.
to understand both.
And it's just, but it's like that, It's just shocking. The perception is so different.
It's so. I mean, it's like also my favorite thing to do with podcasts rather is like I'll listen to a really liberal podcast. You know, like Crooked Media has some great podcasts. But then whatever I'm listening to on that, I thumb through like Ben Shapiro and find him talking about the same subject matter. And I find that like unless you expose yourself to really extremes on both sides, it's hard to get an understanding of what other people think.
Yeah.
And I do want to. I do value very much. You have to really understand their argument if you're going to empathize with them in any meaningful way.
Yeah.
Like the abortion thing is something we've talked about here. People who oppose abortion literally think you're murdering a baby. What could be worse than that? It's like so. In other ways, you have to understand how they see it, because it's easy to be like, oh, that's just insane. These people are crazy. How do they believe that? But it's like when you realize that they're saying abortion is murdering a baby. Then it's like, well, yeah, if you think about it that way, then it's hard to...
Yeah, and I think where it gets dangerous is when you start to dismiss people who have differing opinions from yours because you're like, well, they think different, so they're just wrong, and you move on. Like, that's not a healthy thing.
Yeah.
It's the norm, though, right?
It's become the norm, and I think that's scary. I think that's scary, like, getting into talking about the broad implications of, like, the true egalitarianization or democratization of communication, the fact that like everybody can have a YouTube channel, everybody can say whatever they want on Twitter, everybody can communicate whatever they want to communicate. The things that go the furthest are the most polarizing, the most divisive. Like the more extreme you can be, the more impactful your statement. And it produces this sort of incentivization around whether it's extremism or sensationalism that will be taken to its inevitable conclusion. You just don't know what that is, and it's really scary. It's like, you know, who's really good at that is like the president is really like Donald Trump is one of like the best.
I don't know how he tweets so
He's
much.
unbelievable at how he's like the I don't know if I'm saying this right, the tail that's wagging the entire dog of the media world, of the conversation. Like, he is unbelievably good at that.
Yeah.
I agree.
And you see smart news outlets that disagree with him just falling into line. Like, he puts out the bait and they run right to the trap.
Yeah.
It's because they want ratings and it's juicy and everybody, it's irresistible, right? Like, dude, like I'm just fascinated by how he's now. I want to see how he's spinning the whistleblowing thing. And
dude, I just listened to like the New York Times podcast on the way over. I keep talking about perspectives. I have to listen to the Fox News one on the way back. But this is like a huge deal.
It seems like a big deal to me.
The more you scratch the surface.
But like here, I got to read you this specific tweet. This is how he phrases it.
Do you follow Donald Trump on
Yeah,
Twitter?
of course. How come
I don't. I can't.
Okay, how can you not? But this is how he phrases it. And this is how his supporters see it too, right? They go, this is dead air moment. This is worth it though, dead air.
It's better be good, Ethan.
This is important.
By the way, Ela, the new Teddy Fresh line looks dope.
Thank you.
Really dope.
Thank you
I'm
so
sad.
much.
You're
I've
taking it to
been-
places I never saw.
Oh,
I
that's
never imagined.
awesome.
It's so good.
That's so awesome to hear.
Okay, I can't. I'm panicking.
I want to give you guys a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, outfit us.
Okay.
It's great.
Cool.
It's just so good. This is such a fan. Ethan, this better be like you.
Well,
better have
I can.
thought it would
you
be-
better
Let
have
me
another
continue the
bombshell over there for
conversation.
us.
We have seen you supporting the Yang Gang.
I mean, look, Andrew Yang, I think, is so fantastic.
He's like he's fresh air, right?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, I think people have said to me things along the lines of like, why are you supporting him? He doesn't stand a chance of
Wrong.
He
winning.
does, though.
Okay, my response to that is irrelevant. Like,
True.
I do think he stands a chance, but let's suppose he doesn't stand a chance. I still think it's worth elevating him because he's bringing
Because
such
his
a
ideas.
brilliant perspective to
Yes.
things. Like I heard this breakdown of his universal basic income agenda.
Dividend,
And he calls it a freedom dividend. And I do think it's smart, and I do support it.
Me too.
But beyond the financial implications of it, he tied it to about like human dignity. And the fact that like when you have nothing, you lack that dignity, you lack that compassion, you lack that understanding. And if everybody has just this bare minimum safety net, it will elevate kind of dignity, it will elevate the conversation, it will elevate. And it was such like, there's such profundity to that concept. The idea that a president, like a presidential candidate could run on something that's that it's that like human. That's
Right.
that about elevating the humans, like the way that we all feel.
Yeah. I also
I'm
love
a huge
how
fan. I love that. I
am too.
love it.
I love how everything connects when you listen to his solution. It connects everything, like mental health.
All of it.
You know,
Love that guy.
careers changing. Just everything is a part of the picture.
Yeah, it really. For me, first of all, he's definitely the dark horse. He's the only guy raising, dude. He's at like 8%. That shit.
It's insane.
He's
That's
number 4 now.
insane.
And CNN and
And
NBC
they still
don't show his
They
face.
still don't
But
mention him.
Do you know why I love Yang? Even Bernie Sanders, who I'm a fan of now, almost looks. His approach looks
dated.
almost dated because Andrew Yang is the only person who is looking actually into the future. These guys are trying to address these problems that we're facing now.
But
Yeah.
Andrew next. Yeah.
Andrew Yang is the only one who's saying in 50 years, in 20 years.
But also, it's not even in 20 years.
Right,
a lot of
right.
it is
But
already happening.
He's right. We misclassify a lot of the problems we see in society. Well, for example, this stuff we blame immigrants for. That's what he says. It's a robot problem, not an immigrant problem.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody else is even acknowledging that.
Yeah. Plus his math hat.
I love that.
And plus, like, math is such a good, like, MAGA is pretty great. Like, Make America Great Again, I think, is one of the best campaign slogans ever. But Ronald Reagan created Make America Great
Yeah,
Again.
that's
Oh,
old.
really? I
Yeah,
didn't
it's
know
old.
that.
That's like 30 years
He's-
old.
he-
It's still amazing.
He bit that from Reagan.
He bit
yeah.
that, but you
So
can't
it's a
blame the guy. It's
vintage
such a
meme.
good one. But I think math might be even better. Make
I love
America
it.
think harder. It's so virtuous and amazing.
Yeah, it is great.
I
Yeah.
rock the math hat. A lot of people ask me
I got to
about
get
it.
that math.
I
hat,
gotta
right?
get it.
Yang is a great guy, friend of the show. I got to bring him on again.
I have to say, seeing him on a show like yours shows a kind of understanding of what's needed to reach people. And I think
Totally.
a lot of Bernie Sanders was given so much credit for going on Joe Rogan's podcast, which certainly, like, God
Yeah.
bless him, it was great. And I have to say, like, I'm pretty versed when it comes to politics, and I learned about Bernie more from Joe's podcast than maybe anywhere else. But Andrew had done it weeks prior. Andrew
Weeks,
did,
he was on there like 6 months.
Was
7,
he?
8,
Was
a
he?
year before.
he did your show, and then when I was still in New York, I DM'd him, and I was like, "Dear Mr. Yang," I wasn't actually. I was like, "Andrew," I was like, "I'd love to do an interview with you." Like, same day, text me back. He's
Yeah.
like, "Great, Casey. Would you mind if I connected you with someone?"
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
you are running for president. You can connect me with whoever you want.
Yeah.
Like, just
Yeah.
a G. And I think that really demonstrates not just an understanding of, like, how do you communicate with people, but, like, I don't know what your demographic is, but I assume it's younger than CNN's, and how important it is
Oh,
to
yeah.
communicate directly with that audience
Well,
as to where they are.
He came here with this whole staff, and they're young people, and they're the kind of people who know who people like we are. So when I tweeted at him, I was like, "Hey, would you like to come on our podcast?" He's got people he's got good people to say this is important.
Yeah.
By the way, he deleted that tweet. The president can't delete tweets. That's why I
Wait,
couldn't
Trump
find it.
deleted a tweet?
Wow.
Yeah, he said, "Why the fuck would he delete that? What? He's kind of a bitch, isn't he? Like, just to be honest, like, he's kind of a whiny bitch too. Like, lately, he just whines a lot. This is what he said. He said Democrats are trying to destroy
And we
the
wanted
Republican
not to
Party and
curse.
all it stands for. Fight hard." He
Wait,
goes.
he said Republicans?
He says Democrats are trying to destroy the Republican Party and all it stands for. Stick together, play their game, and fight hard, Republicans. Our country's at stake.
Why would he delete that?
I don't know. It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
I mean, there's a lot of things he should be deleting if he's looking out for his own well-being, but I don't know that
This is the kind of
tweet-
rhetoric where he's like, I'm under the microscope for something really bad. We're going to investigate and find out if it's true, the whistleblower complaint. But his response is, it's a conspiracy. We have to stand together. They're trying to destroy our country. Fight hard.
Well, look, I mean, I think
Like, wow.
the real threat to him here is that if the implications, or if enough comes out of this whistleblower situation where it becomes unequivocal, like there's no, you either admit that what he did was wrong or you're wrong, like it's that black and white, which never happened in the Mueller investigation. Obstruction of justice, like what did Mueller say? Like this, if he had not committed obstruction of justice, I would have said so. It's like, does that mean he did?
It's
like,
so
speak
annoying.
fucking English. I didn't
It's
understand
so
a thing he was saying.
annoying.
He
But
was saying, yeah, I hear.
I know what he was saying,
Yeah.
but it was complicated. It was easy
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
it was easy to argue that like this is all noise.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if this comes out so black and white, I think the real fear here and the concern for the president is that like if it's so unequivocal that the Republicans are like, okay, I'm not just going to just keep playing the violin on the deck of the Titanic here. Like, I'm not going to ride this thing down. And then they start to come out and criticize him. Like,
Well,
the whole house of cards could fall quickly.
It could.
And that's a
Yeah.
scary prospect.
But he's already,
for him.
the spin is already, he's already ahead of that because he's going, the whistleblower is a partisan hack. He's a spy.
Right, but did you watch the interview with the acting DNI yesterday?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not the interview, the
The
when he was in
the hearing.
It
What
wasn't
is it?
deposition, it was a
Hearing?
congressional hearing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. Like, he can say that about Mueller's 12 angry Democrats, which I don't think was actually true. But the point is, like, you can spray a fog machine at that and make it blurry. But something like this, like, you can have much
I
harder
don't know
time
if
spinning.
that's, I mean,
Yeah.
You disagree?
I would like to think that's true because the accusations that I see are just, textbook corruption. It's not,
Yeah, but come on, he's
But-
a Teflon
but
Don.
he
Nothing's going
goes-
to stick to Donald Trump.
well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
We're
saying,
agreeing.
one,
Yeah.
the whistleblower is a partisan hack. We're already spinning that narrative. Two, okay, even if the complaint is true, I see them saying this too already. Even if the complaint is true, then all I was doing was trying to investigate Joe Biden's son's corruption. It wasn't about trying to benefit me. I was trying to.
Yeah, that's their
Joe
talking-
Biden's son
talking point.
was doing corrupt things in Ukraine, and I was just investigating for the good of our country.
What aboutism is incredibly effective, isn't it? You know?
Well, people who are they're all in on Donald. So I mean, they'll grab on and hold on.
But
to
even like I look
anything.
at my dad and I ask him about
Mm-hmm.
something like that, and he just cites all like supporting Donald Trump,
Mm-hmm.
and he just cites nothing but whataboutism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really interesting because of just how effective it is. And I have to say, like, like during the 2016 campaign, he made the whole thing about like, what about her? What about her? What about? And it was wildly effective.
Yeah.
It was wildly effective.
Yeah.
So in a situation like this, I imagine that's going to be his course of action. And I think you're right. It does stand a chance of like,
Yeah, I mean,
clouding the whole
He's
situation,
definitely
yeah.
Teflon Don.
yeah, he's good at that being Teflon Don too. He
Hey,
wears
I
it.
was
Sorry to
Teflon.
interrupt, but we got to go to break.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you, Dan.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you, Dan.
Okay, we're going to go to a quick break. We'll be right back. We're going to get off politics,
Yes.
and we're going to talk more about. I can't even say because it's so good.
What are we gonna? Okay,
You gotta wait and find out.
I cannot wait.
When it comes to meat, Hila, it's more than just texture and taste, okay? There's other things you need to factor in. There's hidden cost of low-quality meat. Instead, you've got environmental costs. You've got weird flavors. It's all bad. But quality, humanely raised meat, it needs to be important to everybody. It's better for you. It's better for the animal. It's better for the environment. That's what's the beauty of Butcher Box. I'm talking Butcher Box. They're going to send you a ridiculous amount of meat, dude. 9 to 11 pounds of meat. Enough for 24 individual meals. It comes frozen in dry ice, baby. Packed, fresh, shipped, frozen, vacuum sealed. You can customize it however you like, whatever cut you like. I'm talking 100% grass-fed, finished beef, free-range organic chicken, heritage breed pork, wild-caught salmon. That's what I'm talking about. And some people can't even find that high-quality meats in their grocery stores. Maybe a lot of people don't have access to, grass-fed beef that isn't slammed full of hormones. That's what Butcher Box is so beautiful. They'll ship it right to your door, humanely made, humanely raised, healthier, better. It's a beautiful thing. It's a no-brainer. It's the best meat shipped right to your door, which means one less trip to the grocery store. You got all the good. Oh, I got bacon too. Come on! It's the most affordable and convenient way to get healthy, humanely raised meat. With ButcherBox, you get the highest quality meat for just around $6 a meal. They have free shipping everywhere nationwide, except for those idiots in Alaska and Hawaii. Doesn't that suck to be Alaska and Hawaii? They can't get any of the good free shipping. Look at this. Here's my box, just to give you guys an idea. This is what the meat sees before it's eaten. Here's the dry ice to keep it fresh. Everything was frozen solid. Alaskan socket salmon. Look how like that. It's rich red color. Grass-fed beef rib steak. Or you know what? Ribeye steak. You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say. Look at all that meat, dude. Bacon, thighs, pork, ground beef. Chicken breast. And that's the steak we made. It was delicious. It was so good. Unbelievable. I mean, give me a break here, folks. Here's a deal that I've never heard before. ButcherBox is offering new members ground beef for life. Take that in. It's like Willy Wonka with the everlasting gobstopper. Yes,
Really?
ground beef for life. That's 2 pounds of ground beef in every box for the life of this subscription. Plus $20 off the first box. Damn. But that's just what I need is a lifetime display of ground beef. Butcherbox.com/H3 or enter promo code H3 at checkout. That's butcherbox.com/H3 or enter promo code H3 at checkout. You're going to need this lifetime display of ground beef. You know that socks are the #1 most requested clothing item in homeless shelters? Interestingly, also in my bedroom, it's the #1 most. Does that mean I'm homeless? I look homeless. Well, Bombas is on a mission to change that. They created the most comfortable socks in the history of feet, and for every pair of socks purchased, Bombas donates a pair to someone in need. Designed with special comfort innovations, colors, patterns, lengths, and styles, Bombas are perfect for the whole family. Get your hands on a pair of Bombas socks, and your feet will thank you. Did you know that Bombas has donated over 20 million pairs and counting? That's a lot. Well, there's a lot of socks. They must be good. They're made from super soft natural cotton, and every pair is designed with arch support and a seamless toe.
Like that?
A seamless toe?
Yeah, because you know how sometimes you get that
Oh,
on your pinky toe?
That's cool. Yeah. And a cushioned footbed that's supportive but not too thick. My new favorites, well, don't put words in my mouth. They said my new favorites are their new Miro wool socks, designed to be breathable, dry, and never itchy, and just the right amount of thickness.
Yeah, that's totally something you would say.
My new Miro wool socks, they like those. With tons of different colors, patterns, lengths, and styles, Bombas also make the perfect gift for everybody on your list. Oh, that's right. The holidays are right around the season. Wow, here we go, guys. I got a offer for you. Save 20% on your first purchase when you shop at bombas.com/H3. That's BOMB, bombass, bombass.com, Bombas.
It's just one S, though.
Yeah, it's like bomb ass, but one S. Bombas, BOMBAS.com/H3 to save 20%. Bombas.com/H3. Hey, welcome back. All right, I promised some real juicy stuff, but I clickbaited you. I got nothing.
Ethan's out of breath because he ran to little boys' room during the break while Ethan and I were here really dialed in and focused.
You can call it the little boys' room. How are you comfortable saying that?
Little boys' room.
Men's room? That feels awkward.
That's better, no?
Men's room?
Men's room?
The little boys' room. What's going on in there? Just little boys?
I got kids and stuff. That's what you call it.
Yeah,
Hey, buddy,
room.
go to the little boys' room.
Yeah.
Hey, sweetheart, little girl's right over
Yeah,
there.
I understand with the kids. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But you got to shake that once they grow up.
If
'Cause
you
it gets
didn't have
weird.
kids, that would be weird.
Yeah, it gets weird.
Is it weird that my son's 21? He's a 6'2" grown-ass man who's a junior in college.
Frankly.
Well, thanks for telling me.
Yeah. Just
God, I can only imagine how much you saved me by telling me that. All right, bring on the juice, man. I'm ready.
Do
Fire it
you, first of all, you're in L.A. You're Mr. New York. What are you doing in L.A., dude? Why are you here?
You know, everybody asks me about like how much I'm missing New York. I don't miss New York at all, except for you just said like I'm Mr. New York. I miss it being part of my identity.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's something about like New York is so harsh that anyone who lives in New York are like, nice. Like,
Yeah.
You made
going
it.
for
You
it.
feel like it's...
Not that you made, but like you're going for it. You
Yeah.
are going for
It
it.
is
Like,
so
there's
hard.
no living there, only surviving.
Yes.
So if someone's surviving that city, it means they're doing it for a reason, and that is an admirable thing.
So do you feel more comfortable here in LA? Do you
Yeah,
feel
are you
like
kidding me? It's
good?
like vacation every
it's-
single day.
The
I live
life
at
quality
I live
here.
I live at the beach.
That sounds good to me.
It's incredible. Like, wake up, play with my kids, drop them off at school, like, go surfing, go for a hike, go home. It's literally like vacation. My father-in-law says that he harbors guilt because the quality of life here is so good.
He moved here too?
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's the reason, like, that why we picked LA was
Family.
Candace's parents moved here a year and a half ago. Her sister
loves
lives
it.
here.
They love it.
They all live here. They're all very happy here. My big brother, who has a baby who's the same age as my baby, he lives here.
So-
So, yeah, with
My
kids, you
kid
really
brother's
want
here, my
you really
sister's
want
here.
family around.
And we always have family around.
Is that why you
always.
moved here?
Mm-hmm.
And how is Candace doing? How's the family doing in LA?
Good. C plus.
C plus.
Yeah.
There's problems.
There's problems, but like C plus is
Barely
perfectly
passing.
packing.
No, that's
D plus is
Well,
barely
it's a big
passing.
move, so it's a big change.
But she's also a New
Sure.
Yorker
I
like,
ma-
at heart,
yeah,
right?
I made it through 10 years. Of
How are you? What's
education
your
with a
rating
C
in
plus.
LA?
A plus.
Oh, A plus.
A plus. To the point, Ethan, where no shit, I cannot have this conversation with Candace. Like this morning. She got back
Really?
from New York last night. She was there for work for 4 days. She got back this morning. And I was like, you've been quiet. And she's like, well, I can't tell you how good my trip was and how much I love New York because you're just going to say to me, well, I love LA and we're going to fight. And I'm like,
Wow, you guys
"Oh."
have coastal like
I'm
beef,
"Oh,
like
she's
big
she's
in
right.
Tupac.
She's right. We do. I'm
So
Tupac.
you're Tupac.
She's big, yeah. Which means I go down first, but at the end of the day, we both lose. We both lose.
And so your wife is currently breastfeeding, right?
No, I thought we weren't going to talk about this. No, we don't breastfeed. I mean, I don't mean to say it like that.
I
No,
thought-
she physically, my wife physically
Because
can't.
I'm just trying to.
That's a swerve.
I'm
We're
trying
talking
to
about New York and LA. You're
Right,
bringing
I'm
up
not trying to go into the
breastfeeding?
breastfeeding thing. I just wanted to kind of explore why she may be not enjoying the LA lifestyle.
I think there's myriad reasons. One, I think she does enjoy aspects of the LA lifestyle in a big way. Two, and this is probably the biggest factor, I kind of spent like the last year of my life in New York buttoning things up. Like I was checked out. Like no joke, my wife literally put me in therapy in New York City because I was having such a hard time being there for the last year. I was just done. Like, I was like, the toast had popped up from the toaster oven. I was out. Especially because we bought our house in Los Angeles over a year ago.
You were just dreaming of that house.
Yeah, so for
Okay.
8 months, I'm just in New York being like freezing my ass off, being like, I have this really cool place in Los Angeles that I want to start my new life in.
Yeah.
And she never did that. In fact, like her momentum in New York City was so entrenched in New York City that when we left, she just felt like it was, and it is, like she has a company there with employees and I had 368
Yeah,
in New
that's
York,
hard.
but I have someone really capable, my partner there running it, so I have more distance than she has. So there's a whole bunch of those factors.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, a lot of the aspects that I love about LA, she doesn't partake in, if that makes sense. I mean, to be cryptic, what I mean is like in my neighborhood, I have 10 friends, not weed.
Partake.
Candace does smoke weed. She partakes in
Partake
weed.
sounds like a weird thing.
I mean, like I have like a dozen friends that all live in my neighborhood,
Right.
and like we hang out like children. We like go to the beach together
That's-
and
yeah.
we exercise together and ride bikes
So
together.
do you think she's feeling left out a little bit?
I think she's feeling left out on the fact that I'm so happy here and I'm so excited to be here, and she's not, and that causes resentments. Not that she's not.
I
but
can
that
be
she's
friends
concerned.
with her if she wants because I have no friends.
Cool.
I have like one friend.
I appreciate I really
One friend's
appreciate
good.
that,
That's the
Eli.
beginning. Yeah, I mean,
One friend is
let's-
a great place
yeah,
to
that's a
start.
good place to
It's a
start.
great place to start, and yeah, I'd appreciate that. Then you just invoice me for it or whatever. I'll get you a check or I can wire transfer you.
wow.
I can Venmo you for that, but like, let me know.
Yeah, her friend rate's steep.
Free
She
home
charges
charge.
me.
I know she does. I know she does. But no, overall, it's good. The kids are happy. Like they really enjoyed it. Like
That's good.
My daughter went to a summer camp that was at the beach. Like how crazy is that?
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
she like, so the bigger concern was like, I can handle Candace's stress about this move because it makes sense. It's rational. I was really worried about the kids freaking out,
Oh yeah.
and they haven't. Like I think my daughter's really excited
LA
to be
rules.
here. LA's an unbelievable.
That's
town.
how I
I
feel.
love LA.
I sometimes when I'm here and it's like I feel like this is so nice that I start to understand where white privilege comes from because
Okay.
sometimes I feel like, oh, that's white privilege. Like I feel so privileged sometimes. you know, because I'm like, I hate
Just my
that.
natural state of being, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Privilege.
Yeah.
I'm not that kind of person.
I will say, like,
of white privilege, but
talk-
I feel like this is euphoria here. I say it a lot because, like, especially coming from Israel, I don't know, everything is so nice here.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people who are living impoverished and in shitty places in America, but not here, baby.
I don't know.
Except for the homeless people.
Yeah, it's
But I
pretty.
mean, come on.
It's pretty severe. But no, like that. What you're talking about, I feel like, especially since I got here, my focus has been finding a footing and like spending time with the kids, spending time with the family, like really embracing the things that I never did in New York. And it does show like just how privileged of a life you have. Like until you like stop the sprint and like you're just sitting there catching your breath, looking around, it's hard to realize just how special.
Right.
And like a word that I use that hardworking, successful people don't like to use is lucky.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that hustle, hard work, like all of it's bullshit. Luck is 98% of it, being at the right place at the right time. And the 2% is talent and hard work and all that other stuff. Like, come on.
I really don't know how I feel about it. I
Not
can't.
2%.
Okay, I'll go 3%, but I won't go. I make fucking cool YouTube videos.
But
and that warrants this insane life that I
Casey,
have.
It's
no, Casey,
fortunate,
no
but-
one can make your videos.
Well, I appreciate
even
you.
though everyone
No,
tries.
but also you're psycho, bro, and I mean that as a compliment. Like
Take it.
you posted a video every day for 800 days. I mean, that's not luck. That's like you literally. I would imagine the thing that I thought when I was watching your vlogs, like for 800 days in a row, is like this guy doesn't see his family probably.
Well, that was the truth.
Right.
But
So
yeah, have you ever met like a coal miner or a construction worker who's worked OT 800 days in a row? Because they exist.
have I ever met a coal miner?
Yeah, you know any coal
No.
miners? I really don't know any either, but I do know this. Coal miners work way fucking harder than a vlogger
Well, that's okay.
or a podcaster, but they
but-
don't get to live these ridiculous lives that we get to live in New York and LA. And
Yeah,
that's
but
what I
they-
mean
but-
by...
But you did start a whole new genre,
Well, I appreciate
YouTube?
all of that.
Popularized, let's say, right?
popularized.
The way
right,
she
you
said it
didn't.
sounded more...
You like started?
sounded more
Would you
magnanimous.
say you started it or popularized it?
You know, I don't know. Legacy's a funny thing.
I'll
but
say started for you because
Thank
you
you,
don't
I
want to
appreciate
say
it.
it for yourself.
You're not. Yeah, you
I'll
seem
say
to
it
accept
for you.
that.
I will say that, like, I think a lot of the initial success of my YouTube vlog was the fact that people hadn't seen anything that looked or felt like that before
And
Yeah.
and so frequently.
with such consistency. It was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like, if you remember back to vlogging, which was still like a strange word, people didn't even know that word. Now it just means YouTuber. But vlogging in 2014, 2015 was literally like a couple of people who lived interesting lives and shared it via a point-and-shoot camera. But it was very linear, very linear and very literal. This is what I'm doing right now. Follow along with me.
Right.
And my approach was never that. It was always like, okay, 24 hours is such a long amount of time, and I know I can pull 5 to 10 minutes of rich interestingness from that to share. So it was like fundamentally a different approach. And I think that's what, when people like yourself, Hila, generously credit me with starting something new, I think that approach was really fresh on the platform.
Yes.
And that approach has been really widely adopted. But I think that if I didn't do it then, somebody else would have. Like, I don't think there's anything particularly revolutionary about that. I just think it was sort of an evolution of the process. And I think that I fit
And
into
right
that.
place and right time.
Yeah, exactly. Like getting back to luck, yeah. Like if I did my vlog now,
But that's
Nobody'd
not
give a shit.
3%. The luck.
it's 3%, Eli.
He's being,
don't know
he's
about
being
that.
gracious.
No,
He doesn't believe it's 3%.
I do.
You're coming from the dude that runs 15 hours a day and used to work 22. You would say,
It's
I
like
have
you-
a stopwatch when I sleep. I sleep 3 hours a day, and I said a stopwatch. I'm like, all right, dude.
Yeah,
It's
literally.
not
That's
even an
insane.
alarm clock.
That's
It's a
very true. You know,
stopwatch.
I was like, bro, you know that's like the most fucked up thing I've ever heard in my life.
I had to get the work done.
Yeah, your day is not 24 hours, it's like 48.
Just trying to
Okay.
cram it.
But let's stop sucking Casey's dick for
Okay.
a minute.
No.
It's not
Okay.
3%. You
Keep
don't
going.
believe that.
I do.
No, you
I
don't.
do.
Jerry Seinfeld doesn't believe in luck, and I follow Jerry Seinfeld.
Okay.
You just got fucking owned.
I mean, if you wanted to keep debating this, we can.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I want to ask, but I am fascinated. And now that I've got you here,
Yeah,
I can
please.
ask you. I can tell, and you've just told me. I do wonder about like the amount of work you put in, your dedication to your job at the time, how that did affect your family and your home life, and essentially the consequences of working so much?
I mean, it affected it tremendously. And I think that the working so much was only a small part of it. I think a bigger part of it was the fact that, my family was such a big part of the vlog for so long. Like when my older daughter now turned 1, or like 11 months, we stopped putting her in any videos in any social media. It's like the first time when she turned 1 was when the vlog was like 4 or 5 months old. And I realized that like, whoa, there's an audience here. People are watching this. I don't want to put my kids out there in this capacity anymore. And I stopped putting them out there. But even so, that aside, my relationship with my wife was a big part of the narrative. My relationship with my kids, as far as me being a father, was a big part of it.
Yeah.
And I think the social implications of that were as impactful, if not more, than the sheer hours I was working. And the implications of that were things like, if Candace and I weren't in a good place with our marriage, there's no fucking way she was gonna be chipper when I pointed a camera at her.
Oh,
And by chipper, I mean willing in any capacity. I mean anything but her putting her hand over the lens saying, turn that fucking thing off. So I used to avoid fights with her, avoid arguments with her. I very deliberately used to quell any disagreements we'd have because I needed her for content.
Yeah.
And
then
looking
your
back
whole
at
life,
what a crazy thing that is.
Yeah.
It's like I'm disturbing the way that the world should work because I need content.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I'm a particularly maniacal person, but it does make me stop and think when I see much more invasive family vloggers. I don't mean this as a judgment. I mean this as a genuine curiosity. But people who rely so much on their children, who aren't babies but are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, they rely on them for content. I was trying to rely on my wife, who's my age, and I could rationalize for content. And I could feel the burden I was putting on her.
I have the same thoughts, and yeah, I don't necessarily want to call out anyone or make them look bad, but it feels wrong to me to rely on a child, even if it seems like the child wants to be involved and it's fun. They just don't know yet the full picture like an adult knows.
You guys know the EB family?
Yeah, exactly. That's we're familiar with them. Yeah, and they're really nice.
I
Really
fucking love them.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart.
I love those.
Yeah.
I think they're doing everything right is where I'm going with them. And this is a huge priority of theirs. And we've had this discussion before. And they go to a really extreme place, which is what are the labor laws about putting your kids in videos? How do you quantify the value that they're bringing to the content?
Are there?
Is that value going back to them?
There aren't.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
Is that there's not nobody's looking at. And then these revenues being generated because these children are creating content. Where does that money go? Is it parents that are keeping that, or is it kids? I think these are all really smart questions that can be asked without pointing fingers. But just to bring it back to what you were asking, Ethan, it was just I was aware of it at the time, but only in retrospect do I look back and it's wow, the destructiveness of that on my own marriage and relationship was profound. And I talked to my wife about it now, and she says with no equivocation, she was like, you have not to me, because I did know, but she says publicly, she's like, you have no idea how close to divorce we were. Because it was when I wasn't superficially being nice to get her to behave, to be in my videos, I was working. I was just working.
Right.
And that in itself, that's much more objective.
And how did it affect the relationship with your son too? Because your son, your age difference is very small. What's the age difference between you and your son?
16 years.
16 years.
We're almost the same age.
Which is
so
totally
crazy.
Every time I see you guys together, it's really something. I mean, you guys must have a really unique relationship for that purpose. But I've seen videos of you kind of celebrating his birthday or something, and you're vlogging the experience. Did he also feel the brunt of that?
Well, it's always been easier with Owen because he's old. And even you go way back and you look at my HBO show, and you go back and you look at my really old content that he's in, he's always old enough to sort of consent and sign off. So when I think of some of the more, he went to college when I was about, I think, a year into the vlog, a little more than that. And when, you sort of look into that content, he and I driving cross country, drop him off at school, there's always kind of a discussion. Do you want me to make videos? Do you mind if I make videos about this stuff? Do you want to be in them? Do you not want me to do it? And he could always give me a very thoughtful response, which I think without exception was always yeah, let's make videos.
Did he ever say no?
Owen's never said no. In fact, recently, and this both made me sad and then really proud, recently he was like, can we take a trip together? Because we haven't made a video together in a really long time. And it made me sad because we haven't made a video together in a long time, but it also made me like, it was the first time that he really sort of showed me unprovoked that he's not just doing this because he thinks he's supposed to, or he's not just doing this because he thinks I want him to do it, but it's something that he does like. And and like, it's very different from like Francine, my daughter now, being like, I want to be on YouTube, which she says.
She says that?
Every kid say that though now.
She's 4, she's a baby,
God.
and the reason why is because like she watches JoJo Siwa. God bless her, I love JoJo. And she's like, I can do that, and she could, and she wants to do it, which is ironic because we don't have
What do you
YouTube in our
think
house.
about that? As a,
For me, it's like a hard no until she's like 18 or something like that. It's just because I know that she has no idea what it means.
it's so
I
brutal.
was 34 or whatever, 35 when I started really putting myself out there on YouTube. I had no
and
idea
it
what
is
it meant.
so brutal.
So how can a child have any understanding of what it means? Even JoJo, who I adore, and I never miss an opportunity to say how much I appreciate her, and I genuinely do. She's an amazing person. Like, the burden that's on her and the criticism that she gets for who she is, like, for being 15 years old and be able to handle that in any
I don't
capacity
know if you
shows
can.
how tough
How
she
do
is.
you?
But to subject a kid to that seems really...
I
couldn't do
wonder
it.
about the kind of the effect that being a YouTuber has on you psychologically, which is something that everyone at this table has been through. I think me and you particular have gone through a lot psychologically from I know I have. I think I can hear, obviously you have too, but correct me where I'm wrong. But there's such a I want to say like stress. Damage is kind of subjective, but there's a lot of like pressure on your self-identity, and you really put everything you think of yourself in an enormous pressure cooker, and it breaks a lot of people. It's broken me several times, and I haven't posted on H3H3 Productions in a while. We're doing this podcast now. You haven't posted on your channel in a long time, you know. I wonder what your thoughts are about that. What it's like, it doesn't seem to exist so intensely in other mediums of entertainment and video production. But this whole thing about creator burnout is related, I think, to it. And you do see a lot of turnover of YouTubers, too. You see a lot of YouTubers coming up and going out. It's people can't possibly understand the enormity of pressure that you undergo when you put yourself out there like that.
Yeah, and I think that, I think it's so new. Everything you just said is right, but I also think that it is exasperated by the fact that it's so new. This is never, like, we've had movie stars and actresses for almost 100 years. You know, we can look back in 1919, like when talkies were starting to come up. Movie stars were movie stars then, and they were famous, and there was some understanding of that. But this is so new, where your own fame, your own notoriety, your own success, financial and otherwise, is all within your sole control for the most part, compared to traditional mediums, traditional entertainment mediums. So, like, yeah, you're not just burdened with, like, your physical presence because you don't have a publicist, you don't have a PR person, you're physically putting yourself out there. You're literally putting yourself out there every day. But you're also consumed with the burden of the actual production. You're not showing up on a set when you get a call sheet. This is your operation. Like, we're sitting in your studio right now, and you guys pay rent in the studio. You pay everybody's salary that works out of your space. And so I think, like, the burdens are holistic, and that's never existed before in this medium. You're an actor and you act. You're a director and you direct. You own a studio and you own a studio. But this is some sort of an amalgam of every aspect of the world of entertainment tied into one. And then that amalgamation is distributed via global network that can be reached by more people than any television network has ever had access to. So when you look at it in those sort of extreme but literal terms, yeah, of course, fucking 20-year-olds and 18-year-olds that put themselves out there are gonna crack, are gonna buckle under this sort of pressure.
Right.
And I think that I'm an interesting case study in that because I did work in the traditional facets of media for a dozen years plus before I jumped into this world. So I have some understanding of what the more traditional elements are like, and then I have a really good understanding of what this world is like. And the burden is wild. It's wild, and I think it's underappreciated in a way that I remember when Justin Bieber came out a couple years ago and he said he's not doing meet and greets anymore. I don't know Justin, but I was so proud of him because he was so eloquent in the way he communicated that.
He's matured a lot.
Yeah.
It's been cool.
He's
to
matured a
watch.
lot, but the way he said it was something like, it's not meaningful for the fan to meet me for 1 second. It's not meaningful for me, but it stresses me out, and it's very burdensome, and I'm going to lose a lot of money by not doing it, but I'm not going to do it. He was scrutinized for that. He was chastised for that. His fans called him we do everything. We give you your career, and this is all we want. You won't give it to us. And I thought he was so right. I thought that he was so perfect in that, in the way he dealt with that.
The meet and greets are so tough. We just came from one in New York, and the line was so long, and we want to make it a meaningful moment, so we actually take a few minutes to talk to each one and really, give them like an interaction.
But trying to churn them. And then we feel bad because we don't get to meet people.
Yeah, and then we felt bad because by the time we left, the line was still the same size,
We're there for 5 hours.
And it's a tough, I don't know how you do it right.
But I think doing that constantly would just feel really bad.
It would.
I think I don't think there is a way to do it that's right. I won't do it. I've done them before, and now I do a lot of public speaking and things like that. It's always in the contract. Casey is to do a VIP meet and greet with up to 300 people, for me, it's a hard no. I'll lose a very valuable job over that because I've also gotten crazy, as I'm sure you guys have. You get paranoid. I get really insecure about this stuff.
Dude, we had at our meet and greet, we had armed guards, 5 armed guards.
We do this.
Dude.
You definitely get paranoid, yeah.
You get and it's you get paranoid about safety, but then there's psychological other aspects where emotional paranoia, where it's what do these people want from me? What does this one picture need? I need a moment right now to catch my breath. I need to chew a fresh piece of gum.
Everyone's watching you.
Why is everybody touching me? My hands are dirty. Are there germs on my hands? And it's just
shaking.
You start to go crazy.
Yes.
You start to go people breathing on you, and you can smell them. That degree of intimacy with strangers who know you.
Yeah.
Not
you
to sound
don't
like
know
a psycho, you don't know anything. But this, when you're doing 300 people in 90 minutes, all this shit's going through your head. I cracked,
They're
and
intense.
I won't do it anymore.
The meet and greets are intense.
It's so
I do
intense.
avoid doing. They're for the record. Everyone who was there, it is very wholesome. It's nice to see up close people tell you that your work is meaningful to them.
It's great.
That is very impactful on me. But I think we've only done 3 in our career, just because it's so.
It's
intense. It's a lot.
I can stand on a stage in front of 3,000 people and be cool as a cucumber, super comfortable giving a talk, put on a movie that 1 million people might see, super comfortable with that. The minute I step off that stage and people come over to shake my hand, I start to panic. And it's true in every aspect of my life. And I don't remember always being like that. I never remember having this sort of anxiety. I don't go out at all. I don't go out to dinners. Let's catch up. Let's go to this party, get invited. I don't do any of that stuff. And I don't think I ever had that before. I think that's a big, I need to...
Yeah, because before, nobody cares about you.
No, nobody cares about you. And that's a very comforting thing.
Nobody
when you're
wants
out.
to come and say hi, and you're not worried about who's noticing you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
When
stuff starts to
you're
affect
very
you.
conscious of everything when you're out in public,
But you brought this up, Ethan. You said, you brought this up, and I responded by saying this is such a new phenomenon.
Yes.
So I was Jerome Jarre, former biggest viner on the planet, amazing Jerome Jarre. He is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. He dropped his entire very valuable social media career to become a philanthropist, and he's been in Bangladesh for the last year helping the Rohingyas who are being persecuted. He's an unbelievable individual. And we're in my house, and he's telling me about what it was like living in Bangladesh, what it was like essentially living as a refugee and helping these refugees. And I'm staring at him, and I'm sort of drifting off, thinking back to my friend Jerome 5 years ago, who used to make the goofiest vines. And then I was thinking about Nash Greer. Nash Greer, great guy. He and I have been texting. He's having a baby right now if he didn't already have it. He's grown up and all stuff. And I'm thinking back, Nash was this teenager on Vine. He used to do silly things, and girls loved him because he was so cute. And I thought about the fact that we're just starting to see the first generation of YouTubers that dominated and are starting to fade away. And what happens to them now? But Vine, we absolutely have a generation of these social media superstars, Viners, who are no longer. And like what's happening to them now and understanding the psychology of that. And we all have movie stars from like the 90s that were huge that kind of went away. And we can look at their lives now, but we've never had that in the world of social media. And that to me is fantastically interesting.
Yeah.
Question that I think about too is like these movie stars that are no longer fit, they probably made enough money to live fat forever. Social media people, not necessarily.
Not necessarily.
If you make a couple $1,000,000 and then your career's over for whatever reason, that's not enough, dude.
Especially
to float
if you
forever.
especially if you make that money when you're young and it feels like there's an endless amount of it. And also,
It's not.
not that many social media stars have made a couple $1,000,000.
Right, and that's a lot. That's even a lot.
That's a lot.
very
That's what I mean.
successful.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
more like you're getting $10,000 brand deals once or twice a month,
Right.
which is an ungodly amount of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's more than my parents have ever made, and it's more than their parents have ever made. And you're like, shit, this is incredible. I can live this
I'm
life
rich.
I'm rich.
Yeah.
And then one day it sort of dries up.
What do you do?
And what do you do? So I think
You know what you do? You become Mario Lopez. I've seen that guy.
incredible career. Incredible
Mario
career.
Lopez is on like every
What does he
info.
do?
Like we were in the hotel and he's doing like the hotel promo. You know Mario Lopez from Saved by the Bell? He probably
muscle
got
guy.
good residuals though.
The handsome ones. I don't know.
Maybe not.
But the point is, like, that's amazing. He's really found a career. I was at Universal Studios with my kids the other day, and like he was there with Entertainment Tonight or the hell
Exactly.
show he's on.
But for us, it's not the same. No one wants.
can't do that.
No one wants our face on anything.
I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah,
I cannot.
I have not
Dude,
been
this is
invited
it.
to host.
I've known for the past couple years now. This is it, baby. There's no next. Like I need to be good for life because after this, I'm not gonna be a bagger at Ralph's. I can't be a bagger at Ralph's, bro. And I'm not gonna do anything else. What am I qualified to do?
Whole Foods.
I'm gonna be of Whole Foods. Now we're talking.
Well, that's very premium. I will say, like, in
but you know how much shit I'll get? I can't just go bag shit now. Like even if I wanted to, you know how much shit I'm gonna get from shoppers?
there was a really interesting article a couple of years ago, and it was about like medium. I think they call them middle class social media stars, something like that. But it was about a YouTuber, and she, at the time, this is years ago, she was like, I'm not making enough money off of my YouTube channel to not work a day job, but I can no longer work in Starbucks because so many people were coming in being like, whoa, aren't you that YouTuber? And it was an interesting phenomenon to study.
I've been there. I'm not there now, thankfully, but for a long time in our career, we were both too famous but not rich enough. There was a crossover there where
And now you're just famous enough and rich enough.
yes, we're fucking.
I mean,
we're
dude,
jacked,
I
bro.
drove in on the Gatsby. I know. I know.
Yeah, that's the
I know
ultimate
how
status
well
symbol.
you're doing. It is vivid.
Dude, $3,500 we dropped on that.
Okay, that's insane.
That's a status symbol, my
Proper
dude.
used Toyota for $3,500.
That's what I'm saying, dude. No, I'm rich. Thank you for noticing.
You need one though.
I did a whole fleet of them. I was talking with a friend recently who's like struggling. A very successful guy, but he doesn't know what's
Idiot.
idiot. Doesn't know what's next or where he's going. And we talked about this idea of like when you find your perfect fit in your career, like what that is and what that means. And he was thinking of it as like, I haven't found it yet. And that's frustrating for me. And I genuinely am, concerned's not the right word, but I think often that like, what if that vlog, which felt so right to me when I was making it every day for those 800 days, like felt so right, was like the ultimate creative expression for me. Like, what if that was my high watermark? I mean, I don't think I'm gonna be bagging at Ralph's anytime soon, but like, yeah,
I think about that too. You know, as I sit here.
Well, it was until it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you started, obviously, your whole family was starting to see the consequences, and it was becoming negative.
No, but there's a time and place. Like I have that feeling too. But so I was doing H3 videos, and I know that's what people enjoy. Them people love that, and they get lots of views, and it's nice. But there's just a certain point where I just couldn't do it anymore. The format was stale. It felt uninspired. It didn't feel good. It was performing well. It was always doing well, but like it just wasn't working, and that's why we've gone all in on the vlog. Is because
the podcast.
The podcast.
I got excited for a minute.
No, not the
Can't
vlog.
wait to see
This
that.
is kind of just a vlog with one camera, right?
A lot of talking.
Stationary, yeah.
We need more time lapses.
But I felt like that time and place, at least for the time being, was that was it. It had its time and place, and that was it. And I had to go try something new now, which is what this is.
You peaked at Vape Nation.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Even today, the meet and greet, everyone wants to throw up the Vape Nation.
Yeah.
I don't feel bad about it.
No, and you should be proud of it. You created that, and I feel the same way about the vlog. The only thing that's like a little bit difficult to really understand and comprehend is that like that's what your audience sees and that's what they expect. Like I'm working on something now that couldn't be. It's pretty far from a YouTube video. Like I'm working on a feature-length documentary. And I think it's going to be great. And I think it has real opportunity. I'm super excited about it. I don't know. I'm just working on it. Right now, I just want to make it great.
Okay. Interesting.
But, like, is it going to be as good as my vlog? I don't know.
Who cares?
But I know the audience that loved the vlog might not love this.
You gotta embrace the seasons of your life, my dude.
Yeah, exactly.
I appreciate that, and you're right, and that's what I'm doing. But it is still a little bit scary. Like you
can't go back. You can't go back and do it. You know what I mean?
You as a person keep evolving, and you can't be the same person that was making those.
That's right.
Right. You got to be like
things change in your life. You change.
Right.
You grow up. Years go, and you become a different person.
The audience is the thing is you have to try your best not to let the audience dictate your content, because the reason that they like your content, the reason they watch you to begin with, is because it's a genuine expression of yourself. That's the best content. And so if you lose some, you gain some new ones, but ultimately as an artist you have to be as true to yourself as possible.
You have to ignore everything.
Yeah.
And I've gotten pretty good at that. I have to say I feel zero pressure from my audience. I feel it elsewhere. Zero pressure from my audience to be creating content.
Where do you feel it?
Right now?
Yeah.
I mean, like, financially. And I don't...
I wanted to ask you, do you have an income right now?
I mean, I don't think I do.
I mean, obviously you have passive income from
I
your existing
have passive
content.
income from not just content, but also, like I've got my hands in a million projects at all times. I do a lot of investing and a lot of things that I think are sort of my long-term opportunities.
You don't have
in life.
an active income.
I don't have an active income right now.
How's that feel?
Fine.
It's fine.
I think.
But how's your baseline? You're still like
spending?
Goldie. No. Like the money you bring in every month.
I'm fine.
You're gold.
It's okay. Yeah. I'm in the black. Is that the good one?
Yeah,
I'm in the black. I'm in the black.
What's the black?
You would think that it would be green, but
being in the
black.
Red. Being in the red means when you're
okay.
bad.
Red is like you're not making as much as you're spending.
No,
and
exactly.
Black is like okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, I
but it's gotta feel weird not to have blue.
Like okay, it should not be black.
I think green.
Green means go.
No,
red
green means
stop.
more money. Green means like you're in.
No, green is good. You're making money. That's what black means.
But the okay should be blue, not black.
No, not okay. Black is black and red.
So I'm in the blue. So I've been in the blue now.
No, not the blue.
No, I mean it's stressful because like, I do worry that my most valuable asset is my YouTube channel. And I appreciate that. And I think in order to be able to sort of, it's not just AdSense, it's the brand opportunities that I have, which I love those. I would have never gotten to fly behind a drone in a Santa suit if I wasn't able to work with brands. I would have never been able to turn a shopping mall into a playground for underprivileged kids if I didn't work with brands. Like I love working with brands. But that's also the bread and butter. Like that's where a significant amount of, I think, most successful YouTubers' incomes come from.
Yeah.
And if you're not making content, you lose those opportunities.
That's
so
like the insanity of it, right?
Yeah, that's part of the madness.
It makes it hard to say no.
So
I mean,
yeah,
for us on H3, we still had a lot of sponsors lined up,
so
and
hard
we
to
just
tear apart from it.
We just did.
We had to tell them all like
no,
not happening.
I mean, so I'm in a similar position, but I'm trying to like literally line up brand deals that are like, if I can commit to one brand deal a month.
Dude, that's what I tried.
That's where we were.
And I was like, I lined up brand deals for the whole year.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Well, then
to each their own.
Hearing you and understanding the frustrations you both have had with your main channel, I don't have those. I don't feel like my content's like I don't have those sort of struggles. I feel really good about the content that I'm making and have been making, and I want to make more of it. The problem, the obstruction for me is distraction. I mean, laziness could be a way of looking at it, but I'm not exactly.
What kind of distractions?
Like, I would rather go for a hike or go surfing or explore this new place.
Enjoying your actual life.
Yeah, I haven't lived.
Because you've been in the grind for so long.
Ethan, when you say enjoying your actual life, it sounds indulgent. And I think it's not indulgent for me to focus 30 hours a week on making a video to keep my lights on and make sure my family has health insurance.
Yeah, but you did that for so
That's right,
long and
Yeah.
ignored the other
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's such an extreme. So no, I've swung the other way, and given I've only been here for 2 months, and in those 2 months I have been working, made a couple of videos, but like I definitely wanted to take this time to settle and focus on my kids and focus on things like this, like being in your podcast is a priority of mine.
Yeah,
and,
I've been
like,
wanting to get you in here for a while. you know?
Yeah.
I haven't said yes to something like this or being on Phil's podcast or working with other people. You know, like I did a really fun collab with Jake Roper for his new original series, which was
Cool.
really fun.
Yeah.
Like before, it's just a blanket no.
Yeah.
And like this is so rich, like getting to spend time with people that I both admire and care about. Like it's benefit. I'm talking about Jake.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I benefit.
coming.
You benefit from that. That makes you a better creator. It makes you a better person.
Yes.
So that's where my focus is. And like the pressure right now is like I need to put some structure to my hours, be a little bit more disciplined, and focus so I can resume a sort of cadence with my quote unquote job, which is also happens to be what I love, and also like I get satisfaction out of it. Like surfing and running around and goofing off all day every day is really sexy and cool. But I start to feel bad because it's like I'm not
kids and
doing.
shit.
It's
You're
not
not-
that. Most of the time is with my kids. But
Oh, that's great.
It's
I
like
feel bad
you're
because I
not
don't feel
being
like I'm,
productive, right?
That's right. I don't feel like
Yeah.
I'm doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is something that's very self-fulfilling about
Yes.
even
the
if
best.
your job is as
from-
absurd as making YouTube videos.
That's
I still
true.
feel like I'm doing it.
If we have like a really rough week, and by rough I mean like really busy, a lot going on, it can be like so hectic, but then it feels so good at the end of the week because it's like, wow, we did so much this week.
Yeah, that's great.
Kind of nice.
Today, it's
But-
Friday, baby.
Yeah.
That's going to be one of those weeks.
That was like the addiction with doing that, uploading every day for 800 days.
Mm-hmm.
It was no joke. Like this, I've never been a drug guy,
Straight
but that's
euphoria,
the strongest
dopamine.
addiction.
You're like,
Yeah.
boom, upload,
Because
baby.
the second you click upload, especially like
Yeah.
of those 800 days, there was like 600 where I was like 8 a.m. 7 days a week was when I'd send it live, and like finishing it and checking it back and watching it back and seeing it like go from like 240 to 1080,
Yeah,
and
the
then
whole
like at
thing.
7:59 hitting publish. It was like, there it is. There's my fix.
It is. When we were back in when we first moved here in LA, we were doing like 2 or 3 videos a week. We were like crushed. Like just
It was
like-
a
felt
lot
good.
for
It
us.
felt
oh
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, yeah, dude, you're hitting that your main line.
But whenever
You're mainlining it. It feels so like you
whenever
need
we
that.
try that, we start to see our personal life go down
Suffer
the
big
drain.
time. And that personal life becomes much more consequential when you have
And-
children.
Yeah.
I do think that we've struck in a good balance now. I'm
Mm-hmm.
happy to say with the podcast and the Teddy Fresh, we are extremely busy, but it's manageable
Mm-hmm.
and fulfilling. And I'm able to spend time with my son and to have some time in the evening to watch The Bachelor, for example, and Bachelorette or Bachelor in Paradise, whatever you
Bachelor in Paradise suck.
Is struck in a word?
struck in.
Yeah.
Can you use it in a sentence?
You just did. And that's why I'm bringing it up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did
Then
he?
yes,
I
it
don't
is.
know, yeah.
You know, if you think people are going to give you a hard
we
time
make
about the
up words
political
here.
conversations, I think, your audience might lose it. If
Your
they-
vocabulary is really nice, I noticed
No,
today.
he's trying to flex it.
I'm trying to
Okay.
flex. I've got a
Don't
thesaurus.
compliment him
I've got a
with that.
thesaurus
I
right here.
complimented you enough
Stricken.
today.
Stricken.
Strucken.
Stricken.
I think you
Struck.
use struck is stricken in the past tense,
Struck.
but not strucken.
Do you
Struck.
really think this is a productive conversation to have right now?
I will dwell on this in my inner dialogue for like the next week and a half until I get to the bottom of it.
There's a
Sam,
strut
look it
table.
up. Yeah, for the
For the folks at home who are hungry to know if strucken is a word. But no, finding that work-life balance, I do think is like really is
that's
the key to
good.
happiness.
And I also do think that like making the videos on H3 True Productions, like we made one recently, which was the Instagram reality
Real.
one, which I thought was just fulfilling and it was fun and it was great
like
and
that
everybody.
video a
I
lot.
was very happy with the whole
Didn't you
experience.
start a war with like Trisha Paytas with
Yeah,
that video?
she's a lot of fun. She is a lot of fun. It was great. But I do want to go there again, I think. But I'm really enjoying the kind of, I'm on a little different vibe right now.
I'll say
Good.
back to you what you just said to me a little while ago, which is that if you can ignore the demands and requests and expectations of your audience and just do what's true to you, you will find success.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm saying you, but I don't mean you, Ethan and Eli. I just mean in general.
Mm.
And that's the place, like, I do feel really happy right now focusing on my family. When I sneak away to my studio for 2 hours and I'm editing, that makes me feel even happier. So that's the path I want to continue. And, like,
Yeah.
before I came into your office, I was sitting in your parking lot, which, by the way, do I have to pay for parking to
We
come
got
do this?
that. We have validation.
We'll validate.
Did he give you shit?
I didn't bring my ticket in. Can you just stamp my
Don't
worry
hand?
about it.
We
Yeah,
can give you the
yeah.
stickers.
I meant that very lightly, by the way, as a joke. You guys got really serious when I said that.
Well, we have validation, and we'll give it to you.
But I'll say, like,
I mean, the
This
joke
is a
wasn't
business that
lofty.
we
It was
run here, and we
when
have
you stick-
The
validation.
question was serious.
when
wasn't
you
it?
stick your, if I had to pay the $3 to park, I'd still come here and be happy to be on your podcast. When you stick
No, we
your,
will validate you, Casey.
when you're validating me.
We
just by having
validate
me
our
on.
guests.
When you stick your head in the sand and just ignore all the noise and do what, like, really you find fulfilling.
Right.
It's obvious. Like, you can feel it as a viewer.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yes.
that feels really, really good, you know? And I think that it's very hard to remember that.
Mm.
It's
And
very
to trust that.
and to trust. Trust
Yeah.
is a better word. To be able to trust
Just,
that.
it takes
Yeah.
a while to really get there. I think we've gotten there more recently, but it really, I mean,
Yeah.
we've been doing this now for like, what, 5, 6 years?
Everything?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I guess, yeah.
But, I mean, you know, it takes time to learn these things. You have to really put yourself through it all.
Yeah, I went on this. Like,
Strucken is an old English word, by the way.
what is the definition, though?
What do you expect?
I mean, it's the past tense.
Struck
Talk
by?
about tenses there.
Go ahead and define it, Dan.
Gosh, damn.
Yeah,
there's
it's just
so
the
much
past
to
tense
ask.
of stricken.
We
Yeah.
can't hear
You're
you.
really slowing down the show, Casey.
I know it's important to get this right, and then we can gently move on from.
I heard that.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead, Dan.
you couldn't hear me?
No.
Strucken is the past tense of stricken, yes. In
And what
Old
is
English.
stricken?
I was
So
strucken.
It's obsolete.
So is
but
that good?
We'll let it slide.
But if it's in,
We're letting it slide. Dan has ruled.
but that means not only is it a word indeed, but you used it properly.
Zach, why don't you play
Ethan.
Mega Doodoo? Why do you type Mega Doodoo? He goes Mega Doodoo. We have-
DD.
Yeah.
Mega
Why are you
doo-doo.
typing Mega Doodoo?
Mega doo-doo.
Okay. Thank
You're
you.
the sound
You're
guy.
the sound guy.
Not the type guy.
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm giving a talk at like a YouTuber get together thing in next week, or I don't know when it is, but it's here in LA, and it's a big event. And I really think that, like, the main focus of my conversation is going to be about finding long legs as a YouTuber or social media star. Like, what is the long term? Like, you guys are both young. Like, conceivably, you work another 20 or 30 years before you stop working. And all of this success that you found in your careers has been in the last 5 or 6 years. So is this transferable to a long-term career? No one knows the answer to that.
Yeah, no one knows.
But it's something that, like, because I'm 38 and because I have 3 kids, I think I consider that much more reverentially than, like, Jake or Logan. They're both early 20s. David Dobrik, he's like 21. Yeah, I think when you're 21, it's very hard to be like, what am I going to be doing when I'm 40 or 45 or 50
Yeah.
or 60?
That just seems like a different lifetime.
It seems impossible. But I'm 38. When you're 38, you're like, shit. What
Yeah,
am I going to be
34.
doing? What
I'm
am I
older
going to be
too.
doing when I'm 45? What am I going to be doing when I'm 50?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's had an impact on the way that I conduct myself.
yeah.
That's why it's like really forced me to take breaks with the more fun aspects of my career and focus on the longer term, more serious or opportunistic aspects of my career, which might be good for me and my family long term. But that shit's not fun or sexy.
Well,
Well,
you don't know that.
that's why we made Teddy Fresh, We were thinking we have to create something that can exist on its own, that we like doing, that we can see us doing long term, and
Diversification.
Exactly. And I mean that was the motivation, and it's great. I love it. It's awesome. It's great. It's been the best thing we ever did. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Wearing that hat.
What?
Wearing that hat.
Wearing that
that
hat.
hat, yeah.
Exactly.
Like Ela Klein, CEO.
CEO.
I know all about it. That's a good hat. It looks good on you.
Yeah,
it
she's
looks
awesome.
good on you.
Thank
you.
But it's like bifurcating your focus from, like, what you do in social media to something like
Would
that
you-
is real.
Would you be
Yeah.
willing to discuss the most you ever made for a brand deal?
Sure.
What is it?
Oh, like, you're gonna just ask me?
Yeah, I would not. I'm sure everybody would love to know. I mean, fascinating.
It does feel
I'll
like
tell you. I'll give numbers. I don't like to. I don't like to because
No, but people have no idea.
It's fascinating.
It's fascinating.
And if we can bust this nut open, rather.
I'm
can
literally
you
trying to.
can you stricken the nut?
I can struck in the nut. Let's struck.
That doesn't
this
make
nut.
any sense, does it?
But I don't think people understand. Let me put it this way. Let me give a little preface to this conversation. And you don't have to share anything you're not
Please.
comfortable with.
Okay, go.
I know you're a guy that works with a lot of brands, and
I do.
I think you probably got some big paychecks in your
have.
day. Yeah.
I have no complaints.
Yeah.
Um,
But I'll put it this way.
Go.
When I was first starting out my YouTube career, I befriended a big creator. And at the time, I was probably making $2,000 or $3,000 a month from ad revenue. And I thought, that's pretty
Baller.
sick, you know? And he told me, I go, how much do you make for one of those ads? Because I never worked with the brand. In fact, we didn't go on to work with brands for a long time. But he goes, I make $30,000 for one brand deal. And I was like, what? You know, I'm like, dude, that's how much I make in a year. And that completely blew my mind. I don't think people understand necessarily how much money people make. And that as someone who had even been doing YouTube for a year or two, I was like, 30,000, dude, that's insane. Now I know you're not impressed by that number, are you?
no.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
It goes much higher.
$30,000 is an ungodly amount of money, but it goes much higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes much higher. And I think before we start talking numbers, to put a little context to it, to like, what is the ROI? What's the return on an investment like that? How does that make sense? Why would a company write a check for $30,000 to a YouTuber?
If you're getting millions of views, I mean, it speaks for itself.
Sure, but I think like I look at my wife Candace and I look at what her ad spending is, which she has a tiny startup, Billy. Like they're bootstrapping, they don't do a lot in revenue, but the amount of money that she spends on Instagram, on Facebook, and then just on online ads, and then there's a very literal quantification of her return on that investment. For every $100 you make, you'll make this much back. And then when you start to apply those same sort of metrics to a well-executed brand deal, which are the only kinds that I try to do. Like I try to do it well, so it's really good for the brand that I'm working with, and it's good for me. You start to see that makes a lot of sense. When you understand that like Coca-Cola spends hundreds of thousands of dollars for a 30-second commercial that plays during a basketball game that literally nobody watches the commercial
Yeah.
because they fast forward. You go take a leak, you talk to your friends, like you have a fucking cell phone in your hand like I do, and when a commercial comes on, you are not paying attention to that Arby's commercial. They're paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for those 30 seconds. What's their return on that? And then you start to compare that to having Ethan and Hila talk about that same product for
Personally
90
endorse
seconds, personally endorse it and why they endorse it.
Connect with their audience in an entertaining way that they're actually engaged and they're listening.
Like, I'm not going to talk numbers because I'm working with them right now, but like,
Coca-Cola?
no, NordVPN is a company that I work with, and Nord's worked with a bunch of creators
Yeah,
and stuff.
I think we
but
work with them.
they're wonderful,
Or
but
with ExpressVPN.
Oh,
You work with
ExpressVPN. Sorry, we're going to have to
Yeah.
blur that.
whatever, without naming names, any VPN company, a VPN is a really difficult thing to communicate. Like,
Yeah.
either you know how it works or you don't, and if you don't, it's a lot to explain. And on top of that, like, can you advertise something like that online? It just looks like, it looks strange. You don't understand what it is. So what's a way to communicate the complexity of that product and then explain its value and then hopefully have customers go and buy that product? You can do that in a fucking TV commercial? No way. You can do that with a banner ad? Like, where and how are you going to do that?
Right.
So you work with a creator like that company that I mentioned in particular has worked with like film. They've worked with a bunch of tech reviewers. And all of a sudden you have a fairly eloquent individual who knows how to communicate ideas to an audience that they understand, they speak with, they have a dialogue with. And it becomes a really fair value prospect.
So how much?
Because that individual is getting paid and that company is getting the exposure they wouldn't otherwise have access to.
Right.
How much? I'm not willing to talk about that brand. But
Yeah.
other brands that I've worked with, it's difficult. If we're talking about a single transaction,
Biggest one ever.
I don't have that. I would say like the biggest deal ever for like to bring up a brand or make a dedicated video for a brand is in the six figures, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, as in like more than $100,000. But I'll also say that like in my career, I've had the opportunity to do things like that a couple of times.
Right, that go that
Right.
big.
Yeah.
Like when I talk about like Samsung, Like when we did that project where we turned a abandoned shopping mall into a playground for underprivileged kids. Okay, my fee on that was not huge, and I donated, I think, most of it, a significant portion of it, to the Boys and Girls Club of Milwaukee. It just didn't feel right getting paid for that. But like that cost maybe like like over $1 million
Just to produce.
Wow.
And obviously the brand's intent there was like, we want our products in front of people. And I shot the whole thing on their phone. But it was not a hard sell for any individual item. And that's why I was so willing to like attach my brand to it. I did behind the scenes videos. I did the hero video, which did like 5 or 10 million views. I did all of this stuff, and it was all about Samsung, because they were like sticking their necks out to spend over $1 million on a project that like, they're not doing print ads. They're not getting like, this isn't a Super Bowl commercial. This is literally like Casey Neistat turning a fucking shopping mall into a dangerous playground for kids. So there was a lot of money thrown at something like that, even though my fee may not have been so high. So that's why I don't have like I know it's satisfying. I got paid $200,000 to talk about this pair of shoes. Like that sort of clean transactions never happened. And on the ones where there's real money being pushed around, it's usually a far more complex
It's more
deal
complicated.
Like that. I know it's not a satisfying answer.
It is satisfying.
No,
I'm extremely satisfied.
Okay, good. I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel good.
I'm
about
extremely satisfied.
that. The one-off deals that are like, we'll give you 50 grand to say this,
Yes.
typically say no to. Because then it starts to feel like your channel is like this place for transactions. Like I just had a deal, and it was very lucrative. It was 6 figures, but it was from a laptop company. And what their request was, we want you to do a product review, a video just about our laptop, and we want you to endorse it.
Oh.
And for that, we'll give you this much money. But it was like enough money to pay for my kid's fucking college.
Right.
It was very hard to say no to.
Yeah.
But it did cross the line of what I felt was acceptable to share with my audience.
Right.
And that is really, really tough, because those opportunities, like,
We've
I don't get them every day.
Yeah.
We've had a lot. Not a lot.
Not
but
a
like,
lot,
There's
but
been some opportunities that it's oftentimes that like the most lucrative ones are the ones you really should say no to.
Yeah.
For example, I don't want to
Just
disparage anyone.
A coffee company, a cell phone, just speak in generalities.
Yeah, I don't.
don't
let's
say
say a company that sells brain enhancing drugs, or not drugs, supplement, vitamins.
Okay, good.
Supplements,
Yeah.
That I won't touch.
And I'm like, I don't believe in this product.
Right, that's where it gets hard.
I think it's stupid. And just because they're offering me like 6-figure deal, I'm gonna look like an idiot if I promote this, and I can't with a straight face. I can't.
No, I think you guys,
You
rightly
know.
so, were super critical of like that loot box scandal when that came up.
Right.
know.
It was the one,
That
oh yeah, the Rice Gum and
Rice
Jake
Gum
Paul
and
were
Yeah,
Jake
like,
Paul,
promoting.
I got an offer from similar products, similar companies to that. Like supplements, I get a lot of offers about. I just don't know what it is or what it means, so I have to say no
Yeah.
to it. And the flip of that is like that VPN that I was talking. That's a product I use.
Right.
The irony of
That's
that is
the
like I
best.
prepaid 3 years in advance before I did a brand deal,
Right.
so I can't use my code to get a better deal on a. I use it. I know that
that's
it's a
the
good
best.
product. Yeah.
When I work with companies that I actually like Ring, for example, is a sponsor. Like I love Ring.
Yeah, and see,
And I pursued them. And then when you get a partner like that, it's like, I believe in it. I think it's a great product. They're super legit. Then I'm willing to.
I've gotten some cool offers and lucrative offers from car companies.
Really?
Yeah, that I can't in good conscience.
Because
say
you don't
yes.
like the car? Bro, I
That's
always
so
make fun of
funny.
Matthew McConaughey because he's in all these Lincoln commercials. And I'm like, that dude does not drive a Lincoln, bro.
If he does, he's in the right. But like,
He does.
I drive a Tesla, and I remember like a car company was producing an electric car, and I was like, that's cool. It's not as good as my Tesla, and I really believe in my Tesla. And Tesla doesn't pay for advertising,
No,
which
they
sucks.
don't.
I talk about them all the time. here.
But
Yeah.
it's like I couldn't, in good conscience, be like, wow, this new electric car from this other company is amazing, because I don't believe
They
it.
really aren't. We started looking around, like, what are the other options to Tesla? And it's none.
Their lead
It's-
is unreal.
Yeah.
The cars, it's so much
But-
better. But it's good that, but anyway, that's great.
So yeah, so
Other
there's
stuff that I
there's
would
real
say
money,
no
but
to
if
is
you
like-
don't do it with a conscience, it can really be.
Well, you got
trouble.
to, because okay, even if you're looking at it purely from I want to make as much money as possible standpoint, it's still short-sighted because ultimately it devalues your brand to kind of.
I will say, like, one of my regrets when I was vlogging is that I didn't figure out the merch thing sooner.
Yeah, that was a big thing.
I never
kind of came out of nowhere though.
The Paul brothers.
To be
The Paul brothers, yeah.
totally to give them the credit. I think when those two guys started selling like merch, everyone was like, "Holy crap!" Dude, I gotta,
Yeah.
And I can tell you for a fact,
Yeah.
like, you know, those guys and a lot of the guys who push merch hard, they make considerably more revenue off of their merchandise sales than they do off their AdSense.
Of course.
And I had opportunities early on to do that. When I look back, like the loyalty my audience had for my content when I was really doing a couple million views a day, I know the amount of money that I could have made. And the reason why I didn't do it then, and I think I was wrong, by the way, is at the time, it felt too predatory.
Interesting.
At the time, and I don't believe this now, at the time, it felt like to just sell stuff that people would only be buying because it was from me felt inherently dishonest. And at the time,
yeah.
where my head was like, if I'm going to do it, it has to be not so dissimilar from the way you're doing Teddy Fresh. Like, I need to start my own line. I'm not just doing merch to do merch. I'm not just making shirts to make shirts. It has to be something bigger. And that, it's that thing where it's like perfection got in the way of good enough.
Yeah.
The reality was, like, I've done some merch since then.
Merch
I've released
is
a
great,
couple.
yeah.
Merch
but
is
I think
great.
there was a shift in attitude.
Yeah,
There was a shift in attitude.
I feel
And-
like we used to think that too, like a long time ago.
It didn't help the way that Jake and Logan did it then, which was predatory, which
It
was super
so
aggressive.
distasteful.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, that's the culmination of everything that I don't want to be doing in the
Yeah.
merch space, so I'm not going to do it. And I think that cost me a lot of revenue. And I also think the thing that I underestimated is, like, when I was like 14 years old, the amount of length, the amount of distance, the amount of effort that I would go through just to get the right skateboard t-shirt, because I wanted to show the world that, like, I'm a super big fan of this skateboard company. Like, I do feel like I almost let my audience down. Like, I should have given them access to a $20 t-shirt
they
that
like
was
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they get to be a part of
It's a
something.
way to-
I didn't respect that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it's something that I do regret, because it was a financial loss for me, but also, like, I think it would have been a cool way to
Just
connect
people
with my
walk.
audience.
Yeah, I mean, dude, when we do these meet and greets, people show up with like this classic merch, and it's just like, oh, that's
It's
sick.
so
It's
gangster.
really
Yeah.
funny to see like a super old shirt
Yeah.
of ours that we probably even forget that we've ever made, you know?
My merch
It's
strategy,
pretty
and
cool.
I've stopped, and I'm happy to say that I've stopped, but my merch strategy was I made a video like 8 years ago that was like, if you want free stickers, just send me a self-addressed stamped envelope and I'll fill them with stickers. And we've sent out like tens of thousands of dollars worth of stickers, which cost pennies to make. And like I had to have dedicated employees who only sent out free.
Oh my
So my
God.
merch strategy was so bad it cost me
Yeah.
Yeah.
insane amounts of money. And that was something I wish I had my shit together so I could have done that in a more effective way.
Well,
Shop CaseyNeistat.com. I think I still have some merch up there. Shop
Get out there. Quick.
CaseyNeistat.com.
Casey Neistat.
Yeah, go buy something.
hurry up. We got stick. Send him a self.
Address.
Do you need to get out of here? I noticed your phone blowing up.
No. So my phone, I shouldn't be saying this in your fucking podcast. My phone number is on Reddit and everywhere else.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. And I keep it on my phone permanently. One, I carry a second phone. Nobody has
Okay.
this number.
Okay. Yeah.
But I also keep my phone permanently in do not disturb mode.
So just to see what shows up?
Well, no, do not disturb means no calls come through.
I know, but why do you not change the number?
Oh, because I have a 212 cell phone number. I don't know if you know what that means, but 212 is the oldest of old school.
New
It
York.
means Manhattan, not New York. Like one
So you're not willing to change it?
It's impossible. If you can't get it on a landline anymore in New York, it took me like 3 years to get a 212 cell phone number, and you're not supposed to.
Like a good parking spot.
It's a really good parking spot. And also, I know that there'll be a point in my life where I no longer have any social media notoriety whatsoever, and the idea of prank
And then no
calling
one
me,
will care.
no one will care, and I still will.
So you're in the
have it.
long game. for that.
So I'm in the long game.
I wonder if you could ever sell that
Nice.
number.
Oh, you can sell it. You can buy them online.
Oh, well, how much do they cost?
Not enough to encourage
Yeah,
me to get rid of mine.
that's what I
but enough where I'm not willing to give mine out.
see.
But in any event, no. But so my phone's not on Do Not Disturb right now because I'm waiting for a call from someone later today whose number I don't have saved. So that's why it's blowing up. But I
Okay.
try to respectfully take it off of your
It's
table.
not bothering me.
Slide it under my thigh
No, it's
to
not
absorb
bothering me.
those
I just want to make
vibrations.
sure I wasn't. Because we've been going for an hour and a half.
We've been talking for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We've been going for an hour
Does
and a half.
this always happen?
Yes. It is.
What do you mean? Does it always happen?
You guys always like suck people into your time vortex? I thought we've been talking for 15
No,
minutes.
not always. When we have good episodes, then
Oh,
it goes-
great, great.
Then,
Because I'm ready. I just thought this is the warm up. You've only asked me 2 questions.
what? Dan said 212 numbers range from. Wait, you
175 to 30 grand. Yeah.
Why-
See?
Wow.
$30,000.
Wait, hold on. Well, dude, that's a
Really?
huge
I
price
guarantee
discrepancy.
You, Dan,
because-
if you're on that site that I know, the marketplace,
Yeah.
the ones that are 30 grand are like 212-666-6666.
Exactly. If it's like a real
I'll drop
juicy,
30
like
grand, something
memorable
like that.
one.
That's
Well,
dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you get ones that spell things out, like 212
Yeah,
go
okay.
Casey.
Right.
Ah.
Believe me,
Exactly.
I've done all this homework.
Dude, New Yorkers are so psycho. They're the only people in the world willing to pay $30,000 for a 212 number.
Well, yeah, maybe if no one's bought it yet, that's not the case. But I'm gonna go buy it at home.
Let me see what else I got here.
I'm gonna get a brand deal so I can get another 212 number.
Oh, you sold Beme. Okay, you sold Beme for $25 million, famously. Yeah.
I can neither confirm nor deny that.
Oh, you can't even. But that was the headline.
That was the that's
Okay,
that's
that's the
correct
headline.
statement. That was
Okay.
the headline. Yeah.
That was it was reported. Okay.
Yeah. Reported is an important aspect.
Now, after a couple of years,
Mm.
it seemed to, I guess, fizzle out, or maybe it didn't meet the expectation that they had, or there was some kind, or maybe it didn't meet the expectation that you had. Something happened.
Yeah, I mean, so it was a very exciting opportunity to like grow something that we built from zero to something much, much bigger, especially under the umbrella of a gigantic parent company with really vast reach. But ultimately, like my business partner and I started the company. Ultimately, we never really found the footing that we had hoped to find within such a bigger parent company. And the parent company's decision was to bring everything that we had been doing with them in-house. Which they're still doing, and they're still making great content. They're still doing interesting things.
They are.
Yeah,
Where is it?
They all work out of CNN.
Oh, they work for CNN now.
Yeah, I mean, well,
Where's the content live?
the minute on the Beme YouTube channel and other Beme outlets, and there's a lot of cross-pollination with some of the content they're creating and sort of the more mainstream outlets of CNN. I remember during the government shutdown last year, there was a really, really impactful piece that was produced entirely by Beme about how it's affected TSA workers. And like that piece was picked up by Anderson Cooper. So Anderson Cooper is reporting on, maybe reporting on's the wrong word, is using a Beme report to bolster or to maybe illustrate some of the things that he's talking about, which to me just felt like a real, that's sort of the ultimate success. So they're still making incredible work. I couldn't be more proud of what they're doing. But I think at the end of the day, like my business partner and I, it was not a great match. And that's sort of how that netted out.
You gave it a shot. Didn't really work out.
I think all around. I don't think that it was us just giving it a shot or them just giving it a shot. But I think it was something we all tried to pursue and really, really good. We had really good interests and we had really good plans. But ultimately, they went in a different. It was brought in a different direction.
And so, you sold them an app, but
Well, I think that's where a lot of the misunderstanding comes from. So it was like, no, we weren't just selling them an app. We were selling like some of the most valuable things that we had pulled together at that company is we had an amazing developer team. That's very hard to do. Very, very hard to do, especially in New York City, especially when it comes to mobile video software development. Like that's a very hot spot. And that's something that every big company is trying to scoop up, even the Facebooks of the world and all the Googles. Like they would love, and they have such a tremendous appetite for the kinds of talent that we had aggregated and brought together. On top of that, like we had built a pretty amazing suite of intellectual property as well. One of the products that Beme launched quietly that was really successful was on the election day in 2016, a product called Exit Poll, which is this really cool app, one-day only app, where like you could post a video of who you voted for and why. And then we artificially stacked it, so you'd always see independent, Republican, Democrat, independent, Republican, Democrat. So it wasn't about how many people, it was about perspectives. And I remember like an hour into Election Day opening up that app and seeing the passion in the voice of Trump voters and the sort of hesitation in the voice of Hillary voters. And I knew like right then and there, because of an app that this incredible team built, that Hillary was going to lose the election. So in any event, like that was an example of one of the products that we built. So that acquisition was not for a simple software product. That acquisition was for sort of the whole package.
I see.
We had a physical space. We had wild talent. We had intellectual property. We had a plan. We had an agenda. We had ambition. And, you know, when we were purchased, the parent company saw an opportunity within that. So it was a far more holistic thing. It was a more dynamic thing than just simply buying an app.
So when it fell through 2 years later, was there some kind of vesting thing there? Or, I mean, was that just like a sweet payday and you guys...
I mean, so it was, you know, it was spread... It was sort of different for every single employee and I mean, I will say that like they were amazing in how it was structured and how it played out. And I think that most everybody was part of the team was very empathetic and understanding about why this change was taking place. Because again, it wasn't a shuttering. It was like when this transition took place to bring it internal, you know, I think almost everybody was offered a very similar opportunity to what they had working externally, internally, and they could choose whether they want to go work for them or not go work for them. So, you know, it was a difficult transition, but at the end of that transition, I think there was opportunities there for everybody, if that makes sense. I know it's a pretty soft answer to your question, but that's kind of how that worked.
I see.
Like the way to say it is like they were really great. Like CNN was really amazing. They were believers. They were supportive. They were supportive of everyone. And like the team there was incredible. The people that I was working for there was incredible.
God bless.
And I like one of the most successful projects we did with Beme was about vaping.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And that was with you. Thank you guys for doing that.
That was
like,
a fun video.
That's a really, really interesting approach on something that had sort of only been poked fun at.
Right. That's true.
You
Yeah.
know, I hope they make a follow-up about how vaping's killing everybody.
I know. How about that? So much for vaping, man. People are just dropping dead. Why is it all of a sudden people are just dropping dead from vaping?
I don't know.
People have been vaping for a while.
I don't know, but so my brother-in-law is a doctor, and he and I were discussing this. And my theory that I presented to him was that, like, when people are really getting sick, are these like the equivalent of people who smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day? Because I know a lot of people who smoke cigarettes casually who aren't affected is the same way as like those people who are chain smokers. And then I read a thing from one of the guys who's affected, who was a jeweler, if that's a word, Juuler. He said he was going through 3 Juul pods an hour.
Wow.
I feel like that's enough to take out a horse.
That's heavy use.
You know? So who knows?
Dan, you're a vapor, Dan. What's going on with...
Dan, how much do you vape?
You probably follow
Well,
this
less
story.
now after all this. It seems like the people that are dying, it's most likely related to them buying black market stuff. But there's just not a lot of information yet. I was actually just reading an article earlier today that a news organization, I forget who did it, but they did an independent test of those black market, you know, especially the THC ones, the weed ones, and like 10 out of 10 of them had cyanide in it. So that's not a good sign. So don't buy the black market shit.
Why would... I don't understand, these black market drug producers too, who they just cut a little like fentanyl
or whatever
in the Xanax. It's like, why?
Yeah.
I have no
You
idea.
just want to kill people?
I don't know. The whole thing's terrifying.
It improves their margins.
It
It's
just
cheaper.
makes it cheaper. That's gotta
Fentanyl,
be.
I think that's an expensive... That's like a good... That's like
I don't
good
know.
stuff.
That
People
has to
pay
be
for
the
that.
reason.
There has to be a reason. You can stretch fentanyl.
But
You can
like,
cut it.
there's a difference between Xanax and fentanyl.
I don't even know the
Fentanyl's like
lingo
the,
used here.
the strongest opioid on earth.
It's an artificial opioid, isn't it?
I don't know.
Synthetic?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know, but
Okay.
it fucks you up.
But it's powerful.
Yeah, it'll kick. I mean, like, damn, we got the this FedEx guy hates my dog.
How does somebody hate a cute, beautiful little shredder?
He just panics and closes the door. He hates it. It like ruins his day. I feel bad, but at the same time, it's like, it's just Shredder.
Yeah, this is a 4-pound dog. Don't be scared.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about all the vaping. Like, what is killing people about the vaping?
I don't know, but again, like when you see those vape lords that were in your video and in my video, in Beme's video
They're
about
dead.
vaping.
They're probably passed now.
No, but like those plumes of smoke, like I'm not a vapor, but I've definitely tried Juul before. And like when you take a big puff on it and then exhale, there's like a little bit of vapor that comes out. So how much, just quantitatively, how much are you taking in when you have one of those things that looks like
Dan has that. The battery pack?
Really?
Yeah. Dan, you want to come in and rip it?
Like, Dan, do you blow a plume when you exhale?
Yes.
Okay.
Dan, come blow a sack for us, and don't die on the spot either.
Like, that's insane.
Dan, do you know what's killing people? Like, how are people just dropping dead from vaping?
Well, like it's.
Okay, first of all, let's just see a fat cloud here.
Show us a fat cloud.
Here, just blow it like.
It's gonna have to be.
Yeah, just blow it right to the side.
Oh God, do you?
Yeah, that's
Like, there's no way that's not hurting people.
I don't normally hit it that hard. Like,
Okay, Dan, if that's a 10,
But sometimes we
what's
walk
your
into the
normal
office
pull?
and it looks like this.
That's still a lot.
That's a
That's
lot.
still a lot.
Is this cotton candy scented?
It's unicorn jizz. That's what we call it.
I'm off the unicorn just now.
It smells like
You
a
used to
county
have a
fair
flavor
in
called
here.
unicorn milk. I was like, dude, that sounds.
Yeah.
Like
Shit was legit.
I don't
but-
think you can milk a unicorn.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Guess we'll never know.
Have you pulled back on the vaping since this?
Yeah.
fall?
No, for sure. As soon as all this new. Because, I mean, we just don't know yet. Like, I want to wait for more
I
information.
feel like we
but it's a
know.
good thing to get off of it.
feel like we
anyways,
know.
Exactly.
There's
that
a
it's not good.
We off of it.
Well, I watched a documentary, like a BBC documentary. It was like very detailed, where they compared smoking to vaping, and they concluded that by a large margin, vaping was much less harmful
Okay.
than smoking cigarettes. But
Which is where I came
people
from.
don't
I was a
drop
pack-a-day
dead.
smoker for years,
Yeah.
so it helped me get off of that pretty much instantly. As soon as I started vaping, that was the day I started vaping was the last day I ever had a cigarette.
But I do want to know, why are people dying? How are people just vaping and then dropping dead? Do you know?
Well, again, it seems to be related. They're
No,
still
but, like,
investigating.
what is happening to them, like physiologically?
Oh, well, I mean, if there's cyanide in it, I mean, it's just.
Are they having
it's
like
just
lungs collapse?
Yeah, their lungs are just like.
Cyanide is just
like,
poison,
breaking.
right?
Yeah, you've got
Yeah.
aerated
Cyanide
poison.
is poison.
Yeah.
That's
Why
like
the
a
fuck? Where do you
gaseous-
even get cyanide? Like that doesn't make sense. You could just put what could be cheaper than water and sugar, which
So-
is essentially what it is.
Yeah, right.
So
I don't know. I don't
my
know.
friend Dan Mace, who's in like a zillion of my videos, he's South African, and he was telling me about how the biggest risk in South Africa is like recreational drugs that young people use. Like, that makes me sound old when I say that, but like ecstasy or LSD or any of these, you never know where they're coming from, and this is fucking Africa.
Yeah,
So he
right.
said like almost all that shit's cut with a kind of poison, because the poison does further the effect of the drug, but it will
my
also
God.
kill you.
Yeah, exactly.
These
Oh my
people are
God.
so wild, man. You got to keep your clients alive. That's like rule number one, right? You got to keep
Bring them
people
right to
coming
the edge.
back.
Bring them right to the edge. But when you do that, invariably somebody's gonna fall over it. And I think vaping's the same way.
Staring at me, look at him.
Alfredo doesn't want any part of the cyanide.
Yeah, the vaping, man.
But yeah, happy to say I don't vape. I'm not
Well-
part of that whole system. I never want to be a part of that system.
Tell me what it's like to be someone that like enjoys running.
I am curious too. We both hate running.
I know. You remember like one of the first times I ever came over your house is when you were like really deep into your diet and physical. You had just started working with a trainer.
Oh,
You were eating.
that
really
didn't last very
healthy.
long.
You know, I think what it is for me is it's like, especially as I get older, I don't have any time alone. None. I have literally no time alone. Now that I live in LA, I have my time in my car, which is special. But besides, I have no time alone. And it's a little bit like if you ever work in a restaurant, you know how smokers get to have a smoke break
Yeah.
every day? Like, and it's like, what the fuck? I just want to have an air break. You don't get to have an air break, but if you smoke, you get your 5 minutes an hour. And running for me is like my smoke break. Like, I don't think anybody would understand why I need to disappear for an hour or two a day, every day. But when I say I need to go for a run, it makes sense. And it does make me feel good. Like, I'm not blind to what it means to like, there's almost no version of anything I do in life that makes me out of breath. And that's like, feels like a superpower. Like, it doesn't matter how many flights of steps I'm running up, carrying how many boxes or bags of groceries, I don't get out of breath.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
And I value that. That means a lot to me. And like my heart rate is like that of an elephant. It's like
You know what it is?
Yeah, my resting heart rate is, well, last time I checked it, it was like 42 beats a minute,
Wow.
45 beats a minute. Like, that was the
If
range.
you want to compare, mine's like 120.
There's no way
No, I'm
you'd be
kidding.
dead right
It's
now.
not.
But that's really low.
It's very low.
That's
That's
very
like
low.
elite athlete low, right?
And yeah, and like I value that.
Yeah.
But the thing I value more than anything is like a good book on tape or a good podcast and like a 2-hour run. Where like I'm moving through space, 'cause I'm running. There's all this stuff happening around me. My entire physical body's just shut off. It's in cruise control. Like I can complete. It's an autopilot.
It's meditative.
100% meditative. And I just lean into it.
Was it always like that, or did you have to work it?
It's gotten more...
Like when you started running,
Yeah.
was it awful, or did you love it?
No, I liked it, but it was challenging. I started running after I broke my leg into a zillion pieces when I was told I'd never run again. So it was a little bit like...
Defiant.
Yeah. So I appreciated those aspects of it, but physically it sucked. And then I used to race, I was on a pro team for triathlons for a year, maybe 2 years. And I used to race competitively. And that was a very different kind of training. Like right now, I just like to zone out. But when I was racing competitively, it was really like every time I go out, it was structured. I had a specific agenda. And I think that was actually less enjoyable. But I really liked winning. So it became compulsive.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's just about that meditation. Now it's just about having some alone time.
I have to say, the fact that your meditative pastime is that.
It's great.
It is. It's great.
It's great. But I'm not like a big drug user. Like I smoked pot a little bit now that I'm out in California and it's just everywhere. But I'm not a drinker. I don't like drinking at all. I don't know. It takes me 7 days to recover from a hangover. Then I get off a half a glass of wine.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
We don't drink.
And then drugs beyond that, I'm just not. It's just not super attractive. But running is a real. If I don't get that fix, I get angry. Like when I broke my collarbone rather, I had to go 2 weeks almost before I could run because the up and down just affect the heel. And I just get angry.
Do you ever feel overly dependent on it?
Yeah. It's complete I'll choose.
It's a little bit annoying that you have to run to feel
and I have to.
normal.
I'll give up time with my kids to go for a run. I'll definitely.
What's
give
the
up
minimum time you need to run for?
I mean, really, it's 45 minutes for me before it's something.
That's decent.
This morning,
Not enough though.
the last 2 days in a row. Yesterday, I was in Joshua Tree National Park, which is amazing. I was with a friend of mine, and he's a super fit athlete, but he's not a long distance guy. And after 4 miles, he was he's I'm going to stop, but you should keep going. But I went back with him.
Yeah.
So that felt like it wasn't even worth going. And the same thing happened this morning. I was meeting a friend of mine.
It wasn't even worth it.
For 4
miles.
Not, the
Didn't
heart,
even
the
get
heart
you
rate
there.
doesn't get, no, nothing. 4 miles is nothing. 4 miles does nothing.
What's a good run for you? 10?
Yeah, 10 is, if I'm, average day is 10. Yeah, when I have nothing going on, 10 is just sort of the norm.
Do your kids wonder what's wrong with you? We're why is Dad?
A little bit.
just
Well,
running?
you asked about my older son. Owen was such a champ. Owen has really severe scoliosis. He's probably gonna have to get back surgery sometime, which
that
sucks.
sucks. Yeah.
Not that it's let him hold him back. He's a really fit kid.
Yeah.
But he raced competitively all through high school, and he would do all my races with me, including half marathons. He'd always show up. He'd run everyone. The kid did triathlons, and he was 10. And I know that he does not have the body for it. He literally has a body that's not for it because of his scoliosis. That I loved. But the girls are maybe a little young.
You loved?
I loved the fact that he was he appreciated it on the level that I did so much that he would show up and do it, even though he knew he couldn't be competitive because he was physically held back.
Yeah.
That meant a lot to me. He wasn't just doing it for me. I know that he liked it.
I thought you were saying It sounded like you were saying you loved that he had scoliosis.
No, I didn't. I hate that he had scoliosis. I love that he was so committed to this thing that I'm also passionate about, that he stuck through it even though he was struggling.
Man, that's gotta be so, it's just so unusual, and I think it is very cool too to be 16 years difference from your son.
Yeah, it's
great.
great.
What is that like? That's just so bizarre.
I mean, a good example of it is when I am out of town or I have to go out of town for any reason, I fly him to New York. I say I fly him. That sounds like I literally text him and I'm like, hey, can you be here Friday? He's like, yep. And he just shows up at our house in Los Angeles. Just shows up the house, which means he figures out how to get to the airport, books the ticket, gets on the plane, gets off the plane, gets in the Uber, and makes it all the way to the house all by himself.
He's an adult.
This is a kid whose diapers I used to have to change.
Yeah.
He's an adult. And then he takes care of the kids while I'm gone.
How old is he now?
21.
Okay.
So when I travel, he steps in and looks after my kids, and the girls adore him.
God, that's so wild.
Ethan was 21 when we met.
Really? You guys have been together for 13 years?
Yeah,
I mean, we met. It took it
we're-
took a few years
There's a
until we were
courtship.
actually.
I understand.
We're going to be married for 7 years in October.
Yeah.
But we've been together. But anyway.
But it just
Enough
made me
about
think,
us.
21. That's
21 seems like an adult. I moved to New
Yeah.
York City when I was 2 years younger than him.
Do you feel like the parental role is ever blurred because you guys are so
With
close
he
in
and I?
age? Yeah.
I think it's always been blurred. And I think that when I imagine that with my girls now, it would be chaos. Like my daughter, Francine, is just such a troublemaker. If I was like more her friend than her parent, it would be a disaster. But Owen's always been really conservative and smart and reserved. And like, I remember he started traveling internationally with me when he was like 4 or 5. And he was always in charge of his own passport.
Wow.
That's cute. That's very sweet.
And like then it was like understand the implications of losing this kid.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And he like took such immense pride in that. And I try to imagine that with Francine, and she'd be like, "Okay, no problem. Can I have candy?" And I'd be like, "No." And she'd be like, "Fuck you and your passport in the garbage."
Yeah.
You know. So with Owen, it was really like
Interesting.
the credit's all on him. But he and I have always been friends first.
Wow.
And I think I attribute all of his success to like either his mother or just the fact that he's a great human being, but not any sort of genius parental. No, like judge me based on how these girls turned out, not him.
I mean, to be fair,
He's an angel.
I mean, how good of a parent can you be at 16? I mean, I don't know how good you were, but I can only imagine.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I tried
right.
my best, but I was like just as concerned with getting the
I
new
mean,
Dreamcast as I was making sure he knew how to walk.
That's so wild. Damn, you knocked up a girl at 16. That's badass, bro. I didn't even lose my virginity until I was like 19.
She was older than me too.
Really?
Trouble. Yeah, that was bad.
How old was
Bad
she?
kid. She's like 19.
And you were 16 and you impregnated a 19-year-old?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Nice stab. Get it right there. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Epic.
Don't do that, kids.
Trouble. Yeah, it happens, kids. Practice safe sex.
Yeah.
You really feel
Was that the
vulnerable at
first
that
time?
age.
Did you lose your virginity and get her pregnant all at once?
No, but I'm almost positive she was pregnant from the first time that we slept together.
Damn, that's the when you're
just
16, your
stupid when you're a
sperm
kid.
is so
Yeah.
potent, bro.
So potent. I'm assuming it had
No,
to
it
have
is
been.
because like when
You
you're
don't want to mess with that.
it takes people a while to get pregnant when you're like 30.
30,
like
yeah.
now, but when you're 16, if you like breathe on her go wrong, she gets pregnant.
I know. I secretly think that Candace is conspiring to get pregnant again right now.
Secretly?
Conspiring.
Because
Conspiring?
Conspiring, yeah. Because I think it's a vast conspiracy.
Because
With
you
multiple
wouldn't
people.
want
What are
to?
you-
No, I don't want another kid. Are you crazy?
And she does.
Here's the thing: you have a house with one baby in it.
Wait, what is she doing? What do you suspect she's doing?
It's not. It's more like she says things like, "I wouldn't have. I met with so and so, and she's pregnant. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't imagine having another kid."
She's
And you?
placing the
And I'm like, "No, I don't want another kid." And she's like, "I know, but just imagine if it were to happen."
Right.
And I'm like, "No, I will not take that road."
will not
down to the-
imagine.
Yeah, I will not imagine it. And she's just like, or she'll be holding our baby, like our little baby, Georgie, little girl. She's so amazing and so
Such a
good.
cool name, by the way.
Thank you. She's like, Franny was never as like tame and sweet. Franny's amazing, but she's a firecracker. She's an explosion. And the baby's so good. And like we look at the baby and we're like, this is the last time we're ever gonna have babies. And
But she's wondering,
Candace will be
what
like,
if?
doesn't have to be. You know?
Oh my
and it's like she's
God.
dropping those bombs left and right. And I'm terrified of having another kid.
So wait, how many
Two
kids do you have
seems
now?
I
so
have like
hard.
400 or 500. I have 3.
Yeah.
But it's like when you either
Three's
have
a lot.
one or you have infinity amount. And I
That's
have
right.
infinity
Well,
amount.
no, I feel like there's a three. If you have 3 kids, that's like you're good. That's a lot, but that's normal. Once you hit 4, you might as well have 10.
It's just they just don't stop. They're just everywhere all the time. There's no way I can imagine. I just feel like I'm getting a grip on life.
Yeah.
There's no way.
We're
I have a hard time imagining having another one right now.
even though
What's the plan?
it is the plan.
Yeah, we're good.
I will say it's not.
But it seems so hard. I don't know.
It feels really unfair to have one kid. Like I feel
Yeah.
bad. Like I say to kids
Yeah.
all the time, how short-ended of the stick Owen got.
Mm-hmm.
No siblings. I
And
was
now
all
with the
poor when I
age
grew up with him.
difference,
Yeah.
right.
He's like, Dad, can I like? My kids now are like, Dad, can we go to Disney World? And I'm like, no. And they're like, please. And I'm like, okay, fine. Put on your shoes.
Right.
And when I was only a kid, he was like, Daddy, can I have lunch? And I was like, no, not today, sweetheart. Maybe tomorrow.
Lunch? What are you
Hang
on your
there,
mind?
buddy. Yeah. Like, what do we look like? Billionaires? No. You ate yesterday. But no, I couldn't. Another kid right now just seems all so overwhelming.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that's why I would want more than one, because I want Theodore to have, siblings or someone to play
2.
with.
I think 2 or maybe 3.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying. I got off
Yeah.
track, but watching the baby look at her older sister,
Hmm.
is for the first time in life, like total clarity of like, oh shit, that's what it was like when I was a kid. You idolize, you worship your older siblings. You're like, that is my hero, and that's exactly. And I watched the baby just stare at Francine, and just like, okay, I need to model myself on her. And Candace and I are like, no, don't do that, don't do that. But it's fascinating to watch siblings grow up, and I'm glad we did that. But no, I can't do it anymore. 2 is enough.
Yeah.
2 and done.
Yeah.
Sign me out.
Okay. Well, how much should we have? 2 or 3?
I mean, have 3 if you can.
3.
More is always better.
4?
More. I mean, if you can handle it. My wife was explaining to me this summer that 4 is a status symbol.
Really?
No.
This is according to the great Candace Poole.
Poor people have more
That was
kids.
my argument. I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like, people who can't afford kids have one. And she's like, no.
What is
when
this,
you see a family who has...
Handmaiden Tale? Remember? That was the status
When you
symbol.
see a family with 4, it means they can afford it. And I'm like, no, I was one of 4 kids. Like, none of us got to go to college.
That's not true.
Yeah, I was
afford
one of
food.
4. We weren't
Maybe
wealthy.
in like LA, maybe in Manhattan or Los Angeles, that might be true.
I think she was saying this when we were on the island of Nantucket.
I don't know where Nantucket is, but I don't think it's a status symbol there.
Nantucket is like, the
Is that-
island is a status symbol.
That's where the
It's-
men can suck it.
Nice one. Nice one.
Knew a man from Nantucket. His dick was so long he could suck it.
No, I
Anyone?
did not know that.
No, thanks for bringing that
I'm
up.
with you on that.
Somebody knows about. No, but there's a lot of affluent families there that have like a zillion kids.
I guess if you have like a
Are they
yacht,
religious?
if you have a yacht
don't
that can
think so.
accommodate 4
Right,
kids,
if your yacht
then it's
has
a
four
status symbol.
berths, then you can have 4 kids.
So she wants the status of having a 4
No, she doesn't
kid
want the
family.
status. She just brought it up when I said to her, "Why does everybody in this island have 4 kids in the same SUV?" And she said it's a status symbol.
Maybe it is.
So
there.
if you want that status, like if you want that clout,
You need to
gotta
be
have
able to
that
fill.
4.
You need to be able to fill an Escalade.
Yeah, if you can't fill your Escalade up with children, like what's
If
the
there's an
what's
empty
the point?
seat, then drive off.
Yeah,
Take that
Like,
Escalade off.
walk. How dare you?
Okay, well, we're coming to the end of the app. It's been 2 hours. I want to show you a couple of videos. We have some new scooter vids. Should I watch these scooter vids, Dan, or should I hold off?
I mean, I don't know. It seems like a hard left turn from
Yeah.
where the conversation.
Okay, let's not watch this.
That's
So
a
let-
scooter turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Let me ask you this then.
Pretty
You're gonna
juicy.
fall
Let's
over.
let's end in the most classic way we possibly can.
Great.
Do you have you ever seen experienced supernatural have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen a UFO? Have you ever been visited? Have you ever seen a spirit? Do you have any supernatural experiences?
I mean, I watched that Bob Salazar documentary, if that's what you're referring to.
Was
And
that a
what did you
supernatural
think
experience
about
for
it
you?
when you watched it?
Do you not know about this documentary?
Yeah,
We
I
do.
tried watching it. It was fucking awful.
It's
I hated
awful.
it. I could turn it off
Okay,
immediately.
here's the thing.
Isn't
so
it
stupid.
awful?
I don't like to throw people under the bus or be too critical, but he's one of the most interesting UFO voices ever, this Bob Salazar guy, and that was one of the worst made documentaries.
It was so bad. Like I wanted to hear his story, but I don't think it's his fault. I think it was just.
It was
the way
not his
made.
fault.
Not
It was
his
not his
fault.
The
fault.
first 10 minutes, I was like,
The first time
why
it's like,
are
what are you
people
trying to
watching
talk
this?
about? And on top of that, like, don't conflate the fact that the FBI keeps raiding his firework factory with the fact that he's this, like, just let me listen to this man speak.
That's
Yes.
all I
So-
wanted, but the
and then, like,
documentarian was so masturbatory.
The B-roll of like
The B-roll.
Google
That's what-
image searches of fucking
Couldn't do it.
aliens. Like, why would you
It
put
felt
that in there?
to me. It felt like a college
It
project.
was invalidating what Bob Salazar was saying.
I bounced in 10 minutes because I found the production to be so obnoxious.
Here's the thing: the interview that he did on the Joe Rogan podcast, though, made up for that documentary, because Joe Rogan basically asked all the questions that I wanted to hear.
But
He
he's
would
making
repeat
it all up,
everything.
right? I mean, what's your opinion? He's got to be making it all up.
What's my opinion? My opinion truly is I don't know. Like, I would say that my opinion is that I want to believe him, and I don't know. Like, it's such a convincing argument. And also, I'm one of those people who like wants there to be aliens.
You want to
Like,
believe,
even if the
but you
aliens
don't.
invade planet Earth and kill us
you?
all during my lifetime, yo, kind of a dope time to be alive. You know what I mean? We're all
I
going down
want
anyway.
to believe, but
We had this guy, Mick West, who's a scientific debunker, and he just
Tore him up.
eviscerated him. Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
it did, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like he's just kind of repeating some stuff that are easy to.
A lot of the stuff he says are like have origins in like old UFO tales that people used to say back in like the 50s from abduction experience and stuff. And in UFO circles, he says like, "Oh, it's from this specific star system that originates back
So
for him.
so he
and
thinks he's just sort of
the heavy,
Making
an
it-
amalgamation of
the heavy particle that he says they used as fuel. He says that was something we were inevitably going to discover anyway, as part of like
Like
it's a
they knew that
progression.
was going to be
Yeah.
next to be discovered or something like that.
And like that particle, there's no explanation really for. I don't know.
Well, that's fine. I just want to believe him.
But it's cool. It sounds like a cool story.
Yeah.
That's what I liked. It's so
Yeah,
romantic
fun.
and just awesome and fun. But no, I've never had a firsthand
There you
Okay.
have it.
alien
There you
experience.
go.
But I'm waiting, and I'm psyched for my first one.
Ghost?
Nothing. I'm not much of a believer in that.
Yeah.
Me neither. But people like me to ask that,
I
which
will-
is annoying because I
I-
don't believe.
I was hired to film a series for like Discovery, one of those channels. It was like The Unknown or something. And I think I filmed 2 episodes before they fired me, and they had to redo the whole show.
'Cause you were
My
just-
production company lost the entire contract. And part of the reason why is because I thought everything we were seeing was bullshit. The
Right.
first pilot
Yeah.
we shot was about this kid who can who was like reincarnated and could identify all of the minutia of his previous life, where he used to live on the street. So we went to like get into it, and it was just felt like all bullshit. He was like, I used to be a movie star who was alive in the 50s. And it's like, cool thing to say, kid. And then, so we like brought him from Texas to Hollywood. And he was like, I remember this street, if I could see the street. And we're like, find the street. And we're like, is this? And it's like, it was just all,
It's just stupid.
you had to be one of those people who really like goes so far out there to believe
Yeah.
that you're willing to ignore
To stretch everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're willing to ignore all the truths because they don't fit in with your version of reality.
You watched the Flat Earth documentary on Netflix?
No.
It's awesome.
Really?
Watch it.
I'd watch that.
It's so good.
Flat Earth is
Think
one of
you'd
my
like it.
favorite things.
But it's about these guys who are like super flat Earth, and they're trying to prove that the Earth is flat, and so they're getting really high tech stuff and actually really scientific approach. And the more rigorous their experiments, the more they keep disproving themselves. But it's interesting that they keep finding ways to invalidate their experiments. For example, this guy bought like a $30,000 gyro to measure the Earth's rotation. And they have him mic'd up with a lav at one point, and he's telling people, he's like, well, to be honest, the gyro experiments, they didn't go well at all. Like, if anyone found these experiments, if I release these right now as they are, we would be in trouble. Flat Earth would be in trouble, right? And then at the very end, they set up this really elaborate experiment with lasers out in like the flatbeds desert, and they set up these like a mile apart, like these some kind of cardboard with a cutout, and they're like, well, if the Earth is flat, like we say, it's going to go through all of them equally. But if it's curved, because there's so much space between them, you won't see it going through, right? Like it'll
I
go.
Like a
understand.
laser
Oh, no, I
will go-
understand.
So anyway, they do it really scientifically. They do the math correct and everything, and sure enough, there's no. It proves once again that the Earth is curved.
See, the reason why
And they're like,
the reason why that conspiracy is so
great.
great to me is like there's really no benefit in proving out their ridiculous theory. Like
The suggestion that there's a global conspiracy for the Earth to be round is like the end game
Right.
of their conspiracy.
nobody
It's so
wins
crazy.
from that. It's just so funny
But
and
just
fun.
so NASA can like make a couple bucks, like it's just so.
NASA doesn't make money; they just spend it.
I feel like they just find like a group that they can be a part of.
That's the problem.
They want to
with
be
the
a
internet,
part
if
of
I'm
something.
being honest.
Just run with it.
Without the internet, shit like flat Earth would never.
Speaking of which, we're talking about flat Earth. Should we just end this podcast right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Flat
for tuning in.
podcast.
Flatcast. No, we should end it. It's been 2 hours, over 2 hours.
Yeah.
So, guys, what's today? Friday.
Friday.
What do we have? We have Bobby Lee on Tuesday.
That's right.
That's right.
Bobby Lee and
And that's it.
How many days? a week
Oh,
do
and
you do a
Kalila, you
podcast?
mean?
twice a week, Friday, Tuesday, and Friday. So Bobby Lee and Kalila will be joining us on Tuesday. That's really exciting. Friday, we're going to be doing the Regula, Shmegula. TeddyFresh.com. Get that new collection. What are you plugging?
I got nothing to plug. Just
Wow.
happy to be here.
God bless. Casey doesn't need to plug. He is the brand.
I'm the brand. I don't know what that
Are you going to consider getting a scooter?
Yeah,
really?
no,
Right
I'm
around
in a rush to get out of here. So
LA?
I gotta go pick my own up.
Okay.
Okay, that's what I was saying. I was wondering if you had to get out of here.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay in the hallway and buy it on my cell phone. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we got to take care of that. So, guys, thank you for watching. Have a fantastic weekend. a blessed weekend, a God-blessed weekend. Don't use the R word like me. I feel like I need a little grace period on the R word. Like, they revoked that too quick.
Yeah.
I feel like as long as you're...
I'm
like,
phasing out. I acknowledge.
As long as you're acknowledging...
I acknowledge.
Okay, then I give you a pass.
Okay, thank you.
As the official.
But I need a little grace period on the R word. You guys gotta
now
work
I'm
with me.
American, so I have a say.
Yeah, by the way, congrats.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
I really
Are you
appreciated that.
Jewish?
Me?
I don't. You just give her through her mazel tov.
Yeah,
'Cause
my
I'm
total
Jewish.
Jew.
Oh, you
Married
are?
to a Jew with Jewish kids. We celebrate Shabbat.
Oh, okay.
I had
Wait,
Oh,
are
you
you
do?
serious
I
or
had a
not?
kippah
I
on.
can't tell if you're kidding.
I had a
You're
kippah
kidding.
on at my wedding and got like ridiculed for wearing a fucking kippah.
By who?
Like when I posted a picture on Instagram.
So you're not
like,
kidding?
Just got married. Totally
People,
serious.
people were
Really?
hating on you for wearing
Yeah,
a kippah?
yeah. Like what's on his head? Fucking,
That's the best question.
Standing underneath the the
Your little
kippah. I have
Jew
a
hat.
kippah on my head. Yeah,
I
nice
didn't
to
know
meet
that you guys were Jewish.
you. Candace is Jewish. Yeah, totally Jewish.
God bless.
Big dinner, big Sunday
Every-
night.
every-
Sunday night's the big night.
Sunday.
Yeah.
You guys are doing it wrong.
It's supposed to be Friday night.
Sunday.
No, what's Sunday night? Sunday night's the end of.
Bro, Sunday's the beginning
Oh,
of
the
the
end
week.
of the weekend?
No, there's a holiday this weekend. Which
Oh,
one is
this?
it?
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah starts
Oh, I
Sunday
thought you were
night,
saying
right?
You do
Yeah, I
Shabbat
don't even know.
Sunday.
See, now I'm sitting here
I don't
schooling you
even know.
two terrible
Oh, you
Jews.
said you're doing Shabbat on
No,
Sunday.
we do Shabbat on every Friday night,
Okay,
but on
okay.
this Sunday
Well,
night
we
we
were
have
confused.
the beginning of
So you
Rosh
guys
Hashanah.
do that?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Shabbat is a stretch. We'll serve fucking grilled
Yeah.
lobsters at the Shabbat dinner. But we use every Friday night's an excuse to
Get
get
together.
together, and we
Okay.
call it Shabbat.
Nice.
And we do light the candles and say the prayer.
You do?
Can we say a prayer together?
That's
No.
pretty crazy.
Candace does. I
Hashem.
don't.
Do you know like the Hanukkah prayer? Like
My mom does, and I don't.
Baruch atah Adonai
Eloheinu
Eloheinu melech
melech haolam.
haolam.
I can't believe we're taking this here.
Eli, lead us in prayer.
No. I'm American. That's my new identity.
Nagila hala, Nagila hala. Here, hit me with the.
It's Hava
Here, hit me
Nagila.
with some Mobility Mary. What is it?
Hava Nagila.
Hava Nagi. Go ahead, Zach.
Better it hits me than hits you.
Haga, Nagila, Haga,
melody.
da ga ga
Ha-
ga ga ga. Da da ba da da da, ba da ba da da da, ba da 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 da,
Okay,
ba da da da.
Can we do a Friday
Hey.
dinner together?
Hey, da
Excuse me, sir.
da.
Can we invite ourselves
Yeah,
over?
as long as you like kosher food and a lot of singing.
Come on, Zach.
Where's the music?
Get out of this
Zach, you didn't even play one soundbite today, and you can't hit me with the Hava Nagila. Are we done?
Okay.
Good,
Thank you, guys. See y'all next
good
week.
podcast, yeah.
Thank y'all. Bye.
Bye.